Chevy Sales. Marty speaking.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Marty.
You again?
Do you feel lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah, it's the Lucky You event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Right now, Victory Lane's offering no payments for 120 days.
What the?
And new Chevy trucks come with a $1,000 accessory allowance.
No way!
But you don't really need luck with their goal of 100% credit approval.
No such thing as luck, pal.
Well, don't tell that to your customers, because they're going to need all the luck they can get. He hung up. During the Lucky You event, get 2.99 APR for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. New Chevy trucks have a $1,000 accessory allowance, plus an additional $500 off MSRP. Get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Se habla español. Plus tax, tag, and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles must finance through GM Financial. Offers cannot combine. Ends 3/31/22.
For a limited time, Unique will buy back your old inefficient HVAC system when we take up to $17.50 off your new heating and cooling system purchase. And Unique will save you even more money by giving you a free Nest thermostat. Maximize your energy savings with the new energy-efficient HVAC system and Nest thermostat from Unique Services today. Call 941-500-9819 to schedule your appointment. License number CMC 1250555, CFC 1429592, EC 13002942.
You need Unique.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Chris Foster, Fox News. Russia's military keeps pounding towns and cities around Ukraine, including the capital, Kyiv, and its suburbs. There are fires on several floors of a 12-story apartment building in Kyiv and damage to another building nearby there. President Biden today is expected to announce more military equipment for Ukraine, including portable anti-armor and anti-aircraft systems. And members of Congress will hear an appeal for more assistance this morning.
After emotional speeches to lawmakers in Britain and Canada, Ukraine's President Zelensky is addressing members of Congress today. White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki says they know what his requests have been, but a no-fly zone would have to be enforced, and transferring Polish jets to Ukraine was assessed as unlikely to change Ukraine's effectiveness in fighting Russia.
And the assessment was that the transfer of these planes may be mistaken as escalatory, as we've said, and could result in a significant Russian reaction.
Psaki did note that Congress passed and the president authorized $13.6 billion in additional aid to Ukraine. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A Senate proposal would mean no more changing the clocks twice a year. We would stay where we are now after the spring forward.
Without a vote and without any objections, the Senate approved a bill that would make daylight saving time permanent.
So we're doing this back and forth of clock changing.
Florida Republican Marco Rubio is a sponsor of the legislation, arguing there are reasons beyond just that inconvenience to stick with daylight saving time.
See an increase in heart attacks and car accidents and pedestrian accidents in the week that follow the changes.
Any permanent time change still needs approval in the House. No vote there is yet scheduled. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve Bank is expected to announce the first interest rate hike since 2018 at the end of their two-day meeting today. A nominee to the Fed's Board of Governors has taken herself out of the running. Sarah Bloom Raskin head opposition in the Senate. America's listening to Fox News.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a round of rain and thunderstorms overnight, we'll keep with a chance for some spotty areas of rain and storms for today, though our severe threat will be lowered as a frontal boundary continues to work its way through the area. Highs back into low and middle 80s today under what will be more clouds than sunshine. We'll keep with a chance for some additional rounds of showers and storms to move through overnight tonight and into very early Thursday morning, where you could be waking up to some patchy fog. 68 for your overnight low waking up on Thursday. We're back to 86 degrees for your St. Patrick's Day, where we should be mainly dry for tomorrow. Friday featuring a few showers towards the afternoon with the high back to 89 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hi, I'm Soren Christensen with Advanced Wealth Advisors. Are you worried about higher taxes now and in the future? Are you looking for opportunities to reduce your taxes and increase your income? I'm a certified financial planner professional with training in investment, retirement, and tax planning. I'll work with you to ensure your financial plan is maximizing all tax reduction opportunities. Visit awadvisors.com to request a consultation and to see the Advanced Wealth Advisors difference. That's awadvisors.com.
Eating dinner in your underwear? Honey, put some clothes on. Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home. Or get a $49 preseason tune-up with no breakdown guarantee.
I love Cool Today.
Call it today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
Tee off for a great day of golf at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Enjoy excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, a large driving range and practice area, plus Knickers Pub. Also sign up for one of Coral Oaks' comprehensive golf schools with sessions running through April. You're sure to improve your game. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. The Fed is set to raise rates, and some analysts are saying it could be as many as 11 consecutive rate increases. A rise in the Fed rate can increase the rate and monthly payment on credit card debt and home equity credit lines. If you're a homeowner with significant credit card payments, home equity credit line payments, or if you are thinking about cash out for other things like home improvements, we can help. A no closing cost, conventional fixed rate first mortgage can lock all of these things in right now and actually help lower your monthly payments. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or we're local. Call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Get your biggest refund guaranteed. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will help you find thousands worth of new tax credits so you can get every dollar you deserve. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
It's weird. It's like with Republican friends like these, who needs enemies? I guess is one way to put it, and I'll explain what I'm talking about in just a second. How we're even in a place right now across the country where we're still trying to take polls to find out if Americans are ready to move on from COVID. It's hard to, and I know maybe we live in a bubble. We certainly do live in a fantastic free state bubble here in Florida and certainly in Southwest Florida. But man, there are some odd things going on that we'll get to with COVID in just a second. And one of the biggest things that everybody is talking about, it is front page news, it is headlines, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. And I'm going to ask Jake the millennial, and get a millennial's perspective on it, and then I'll ask you as well coming up. All right, 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele S3Es. Thank you for watching, subscribing to our channel on Rumble. Also, a couple of things going on this morning. We'll have a conversation with Matt Caldwell at 7:05. We're going to really dig into this last session in Tallahassee and what we're going to look at with regards to some of the things that the governor's going to sign and how that is going to affect our lives every day, like starting like that, right? Doesn't that makes sense, right? If I do the snappy finger thing, everybody understands. It's like quick. It's hey. Okay. So we'll get to that at 7:05. 7:35, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond and his visit with us each and every week as we'll talk about some of the issues in the county. 8:35 scheduled to be with us is Larry Kudlow. We got a lot to talk about as far as the economy goes and some of the news out there, an interest rate hike. Has the market already factored this in, and what does that mean? Also, a nominee of the president's that is no longer a nominee, that has taken their name off the list, and because of climate change, crazy nonsense. We'll get to that coming up, and plus the petrodollar as well. A lot of important things to touch on with Larry Kudlow coming up at 8:35 this morning. All right, you ready for the big headline, Jake? Here it is. This is the biggest story, the big one. It is music. It's music worthy. It is intro worthy. Are you ready, Jake? Here we go. Here it is.
Let me cut right to the chase here before we get into statements. As of in legislative session, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation be discharged from further consideration of S623, a bill to make daylight saving time permanent, and the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration.
Well, look at that, everybody. I know it's not really the biggest story, but there's a lot of people talking about it. I walked through the newsroom here at Wink. I just saw that they were talking about it. I know even on Fox National they were talking about it. Daylight savings time. How about that? What do you say we make daylight savings time permanent? Who's with me? You up for this? Are you? What do you think about that?
I thought we already did this.
No, we've already talked about it. States have said that they would like to do it. Marco Rubio has been talking about this.
You see my face right now?
Yeah, I know.
Does it look like I want to do this?
Correct. So Jake is making a very important point. And you probably all, well, I wonder what you think. 239-479-5592. If you want to call or text, maybe you have a thought on this right away. This really is important. It may not be the most important story out there, and we'll move on quickly. But I do want to get your point of view because, so Senator Rubio had a couple of important points, and one that I believe that people gravitate to in this story.
Just this past weekend, we all went through that biannual ritual of changing the clock back and forth and the disruption that comes with it. And one has to ask themselves after a while, why do we keep doing it? Why are we doing this? This really began back in 1918 as a practice that was supposed to save energy. And since then, we've adjusted it. Today, daylight savings time, which started out as 6 months, was extended to 8 months in 2005, clearly showing you where people's preference were. So we're doing this back and forth of clock changing for about 16 weeks of standard time a year. Now, I think the majority of the American people's preference is just to stop the back and forth changing.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true. We got to just stop going back and forth. This is nonsense. And he brings up the point about saving energy. I wonder if, well, it was a unanimous decision, right, that people voted for this. So unanimously, the Senate's on board. I wonder if this administration's on board, because if it's been saving energy, well, it's all about saving energy. And what about the energy? Hey, how do electric cars play into this? Do electric cars play into this? I'm just asking.
And then, but beyond that, I think their preference is, certainly at least based on today's vote and what we've heard, is to make daylight savings time permanent. I'll just tell you a couple of the reasons why I think that's important. There's some strong science behind it.
This is the biggest.
That is now showing and making people aware of the harm that clock switching has. We see an increase in heart attacks and car accidents and pedestrian accidents in the week that follow the changes.
It's true. It's true. How many of you have been affected by the time change? You know that every single one of you has, probably. Or maybe I shouldn't say every one of you. But many of you have, you feel weird. There's something not right. I know for me personally, with the time change, getting up at at 3 o'clock in the morning and having that change, your body just reacts completely different. And I think everybody realizes that. And so when he talks about heart attacks, it's true. It's car accidents. Jake can't keep his eyes open. He could barely, he keeps talking about, right? This week, you've been talking about how not being able to shake it. You walk in here and you're stumbling in, and all of a sudden you have this really heavy Southern accent. I don't know what's going on in your brain.
I don't know what happened with that.
It's really strange. You walked in this morning and he's like, I feel real tired. It's like, why are you talking like that?
I don't know. You were the first human I made contact with this morning.
And you decided that that's how you were going to speak?
It's just how it came out.
I know, but see, and it's daylight savings time, and it's the clock switch. That's what it is. And look, the switching, staying with the time change, or staying with daylight savings time, and, what would be the argument against it? We've got to do something, because the nonsense of going back and forth and what that does to your body clock. I'm telling you, your kids are probably affected by it. If your teenager is acting a little crazy, is a little anxious, things just don't feel right to them, and they're a little hot. You're like, what's going on here? I'll bet you that's what it is. I'm telling you. John's in Naples. John's got a thought on this.
Yeah, good morning, Drew. Before I begin, I just have to say that you've become my favorite conservative talk show, because you most consistently mirror my values, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So, on the daylight saving time, I have to admit that it creates it's a circadian rhythm disruption.
Yep.
And it takes they say that, for instance, when you're traveling, every time zone takes about 1 day to recover from a changing time zone. Easier to go to the west, going to a later time than going east, but it's very hard on the body. It's frustrating, and the arguments that I've heard in the past for using the switching between the two times is because people say children don't want to go to school in the dark. It's dangerous for the kids, and my counter to that is, why on earth don't these silly school board people just start the school at 9 a.m. in the morning or 8:30 when it's daylight, and not subject the kids to dangerous environments waiting for buses in the total darkness?
Yeah, I think you probably know the answer to the second part of the question, right? The answer is there's not enough time in the day as it is. So they're going to tell you we have to start early. Do you know how many things we have to pack into one day? And
I would say cut back on all the superfluous nonsense that they're trying to teach, and get down to the basics, and they probably would have time to cram that into a typical school day.
Well, I will say that if a school board member or teachers were to reach out to some homeschool parents, they may learn incredible ways to teach kids without having to pack 8 hours in a day, as if that has to happen. There are ways to do this, but unfortunately, that would mean extending the year. It would mean 3 months off, and that's the way it is in a public school setting. I mean, there's always going to be an excuse. There's always going to be a reason why they can't. Most of the time, if we're going to be quite honest, most of the time it's not because of detriment to the child. It's more about the teachers and the unions and being like, well, listen, the unions, they require, teachers need 3 months off because they just have to, all the work that they've got to do, and culminating all the different kids and grades and all the work they have to do over the summer, and then they need a break too. And then there's no way you can, so there's always going to be some kind of union answer to that. That's not going to be focused on the kids and their education, but it's going to be focused on the teachers and the demands of the union. Not saying specifically that every teacher would have a problem with it, but the unions are going to represent that interest. And then on the other side is the reality of what you mentioned, which is the rhythm that your body goes through, and even like you said, switching time zones. I mean, it's obvious how it affects. And I guarantee you, John, I don't know if you have kids right now, like teenagers or young kids, but I guarantee you that there are kids right now that are irritable. And you're like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? What's wrong with my kid? It's like, he's really irritable. There's something not right with him right now. And I guarantee you it's because of this time change.
Oh, yeah. It affects adults, I think, equally.
Yeah.
Lots of irritable adults because we have to get up. We lose an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah. You should hang out with Jake. Talk about irritable. And with a Southern accent that he doesn't even have. That's the whole thing. I don't even know where it came from. So that's really...
He's a talented guy, that one.
Oh, he is. He's very talented. He's talented at... One of the great strengths of Jake's great strengths is... Hey, John, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. I'm kidding, Jake. I'm kidding. It's a joke. I couldn't do my job without him, to be quite honest. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Chuck's in Punta Gorda. Hello there, Charles. Chuck?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
You know what? I'm here.
That's good for you. I've been in construction all my life, 50 years a carpenter. I've had my hands on probably 1,000 buildings in this area, you know what I mean? And I have never noticed any change in my attitude or anything else with regard to the time changing. I just want to make sure that I change my clock so that I'm on the same clock with everybody else. And it has never, I think that's the reason why it has never affected me, because, the changing of the time gives the construction industry those daylight hours to be able to get the day started at 7 a.m., and that's just the way it works. And moving that clock into the daylight really makes things move along more smoothly in the construction industry. And I would say that anybody invested in the construction industry, heavily invested in the construction industry, should take account of the fact that if they stop working with daylight, that they're going to have incurred expenses.
So you would say it's not for you as far as the sticking with daylight savings. It's not for you the issue of time changes and going back and forth and your rhythm. It's more about keeping the daylight for your business. So that is
what I'm saying is that because I have a reference point for why it's important to have the daylight change, it has never affected me mentally. It's just the way it is.
No, I get it. No, that makes sense. All right, listen, Chuck, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. And JR is another guy who does construction. What exactly are you doing, JR? Can I ask as far as constructing?
I do underground utility work, and I get up every morning at 4:30.
Yep.
And the clock change don't make a damn. I get up, I go to work, I go to bed, I run my life. I don't whine.
Right, you pick up. But I will say, listen, JR, do you ever talk to someone, maybe someone in your family, anybody at all, who feels kind of like their body just isn't right when the time changes? I'm not talking about like whining, like, oh, I got to get up an hour earlier or anything, or later, or whatever the case may be. But there's something that they feel, physically, they feel like there's something wrong.
Well, everybody in my family's older than me, so yeah. But it's got nothing to do with the time change. It's got to do with getting old.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's too many little whiny millennials running around. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like that. Change the clock. And like the guy said, it helps us get to work in the daylight.
Yeah.
Instead of starting at 8 o'clock, we start at 7.
If you need an hour, why don't you just rewind your clock, and then I'll keep my clock normal?
No, Jake.
We're
not going to have we're not doing millennial clocks. We're not doing clocks special for millennials.
If you need an extra hour of daylight, then you can just get up an hour earlier. Not my problem. I don't have to.
JR, do you see what I have to deal with every day?
Do that.
JR, do you see what I have to deal with?
I will not whine about it.
See what I got to deal with every day?
I will not complain. I will not whine. I will get up and do my job like I'm supposed to.
Well, I appreciate you, and
don't
listen to him. He's he's a
millennial. I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's when he's
it's like my kid. There's no talking to him.
Okay, now we are getting to that place. Thanks, JR. I appreciate it, and I do appreciate all. Listen, I got to tell you. All of the overnight people, all the construction people, all the people that get up, truck drivers and construction folks, and it's amazing what you all do, getting up that early and working hard. So I'm just telling you right now, I appreciate every single one of you, because it's the unsung. You don't hear a lot like what JR's doing and others, and especially in construction. And And especially in truck driving, man, you don't hear enough about it. It's just like, yeah, build my house, okay, and make sure everything works perfectly, and make sure the grocery stores are stocked with everything I need. And there's not enough Slim Jims here. I don't have the pepperoni flavored or the I don't even know. Is there a pepperoni flavored Slim Jim, or is every single one of them like that?
A Slim Jim basically is a giant pepperoni.
Okay, well, there you go. I need a fully stocked, and make it happen pronto. And there's no consideration to how that gets to that place, and so I appreciate all of you. All right, this is fun. There's a lot of people that want to talk about. Okay, I've no problem with this. Ray's in LaBelle. How do I know? Because it says it on the screen.
How you doing this morning?
I'm all right.
I used to work in the logging industry, and we worked sun up to sundown because we're out in the middle of the forest and we need the light. It didn't matter what time the sun came up. We were there when the sun came up. So the time change didn't affect us. It didn't help us. It didn't hurt us. But in the industry I'm in now, working with fire alarms, I spend about 2 months going around making sure all the fire alarm systems' times are changed when daylight savings happens so that they're reporting at the right time.
Right.
So I think it does more harm than good.
Right. So, but if we stick with it, if we just say daylight savings time, that's it, period, full stop, we're not changing, we're not moving, you're cool with that?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if it's daylight savings or not daylight savings. It's the fact that we have to change twice a year that's the problem.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call, Ray, there in LaBelle. All right, we'll keep going. Sam's in Fort Myers. We got one more. Hey, Sam.
Hey, good morning. I'm also a utility contractor, and I know a couple of these guys that just called in, or we've all worked together. It doesn't matter. In the wintertime, you just don't have that many hours of the day. Changing your time on your clock doesn't change anything. You get up and you go to work like the previous gentleman just said. You go to work when it's dark. You come home when it's dark. In the summer, you get more hours in. That's just how it is.
Right.
And, yeah, it does affect you. You get used to waking up at 5 every morning, and then you switch your clock. Now you're waking up at 4 in the morning. It's a little bit different. You know, you get used to waking up at the exact same time you wake up without an alarm.
Yeah. I know what, look, JR doesn't like people complaining, and I get it. And a lot of people don't want to hear the whining and complaining. Listen, I got Jake complaining about the Slim Jim stock here in the building. And then he comes out with a southern accent that he doesn't have it. I have no idea, and I can only blame it on the fact that the time changed and there's something going on in his millennial brain. I don't know what it is, but the fact is that sure, you don't want to hear people complaining, but if we're going to be honest, and we are, Sam, it does hurt, right? You feel it physically. There's a physical difference between having to get up at 5 and having to get up at 4, but the clock says 5. There just is.
Yeah, and I'm only going to whine for a couple minutes. So I
okay, good, because he's got things to do.
I'm going to remind JR that he whines all day long.
Oh, that's not very nice. All right, now hold on a second. We don't want to start a little battle over here, Sam. Be nice. Come on now. All right. What did we just start? It's going to be like a battle royale at the utilities, the new neighborhood that they're putting together. All right. Be nice to each other. Come on. All right. We'll get to more calls. Listen, daylight savings time. We keep it. That's it. Rubio put it out there. All the senators agreed. Unanimous. But there was something else that was put out there yesterday that it wasn't unanimous. And one of the reasons why is a Republican that's supposedly a Republican that might be a 2024 candidate that everybody says should have been the president of the United States in the past. And are we sure he's Republican? All right, well, I'll explain what that's all about coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5, Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Air travel is soaring back from the pandemic even faster than airline executives expected. But with fuel bills mounting, airline passengers will have to pay more to get on board. Apple co-founder and longtime Tesla owner looks to a rival for his newest electric car. Steve Wozniak tweeted that his newest EV is from the American startup Lucid Air. Starbucks plans to push people to bring their own cups as it moves towards being an environmentally positive company. The chain hopes to create a cultural movement towards reusables by 2025. And stocks surged as oil prices closed at less than $100 a barrel. The Dow gained 599 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darda Group at dartagroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darda Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dartagroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dartagroup.com. That's dartagroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not. There's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Want to chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Hey, it's Tim Cooper with Health Plan Network. Did you go with an Affordable Care Act plan or maybe a medical sharing plan? Either way, you have to spend thousands of dollars before they pay for anything, and your doctor might not even take it. The good news is you're not stuck with it. My Freedom of Choice health insurance plan is available now to those who qualify. It puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% less cost than Obamacare. So if you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712, 239-268-6712, or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net, and we can custom design a plan managed by you, not the government.
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan here at Duncan's Diamonds. Did you know that people drive from all over Southwest Florida to save money on diamonds? We have thousands of diamonds in all shapes, all sizes, half carat to 10 carat. Here's Sherilyn to tell you more.
Because we are direct diamond importers, we own one of the largest selections of amazing diamonds here in the United States. Duncan's Diamonds handpicks diamonds from diamond cutters all over the world to ensure you get the best. Also view one of the best previously enjoyed Rolex collections in Southwest Florida. The best selection of the best possible prices.
We want you to find that diamond or previously enjoyed Rolex that you really, really love and save. Come to Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident you will receive the highest quality at the best possible price.
Duncan's Diamonds. 4 great locations: US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado, and Port Charlotte Town Center.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. We're on the phone with our good friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And listen, TJ, we know that when you're calling, something big is going on, something special is happening at Floor Meisters. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the almost 1 million square feet of CoreTech inventory on hand. Talk about that.
Yes, I have the biggest selection in Southwest Florida, and I also probably have the biggest stock of CoreTech. Got almost 1 million square feet. I'm ordering it every day to keep up with demand and to make sure it's here, ready to go when you need it. I've got trucks rolling in every day. I'm buying for 3 to 4 to 5 months out to make sure you've got it. If you got a contractor who needs some floor and they can't get it, come see me. We probably have it here.
So when it comes to CoreTech, listen, you know where to go. The selection's unbelievable at Floor Meisters. And if you're a homeowner, contractor, installer, and you can't find what you're looking for, now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco, or online at floormeisters.com.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day.
I recently had a very good friend call me scared to death about a mold exposure in her house. She thought she was going to get sick and die and all kinds of crazy stuff. The fact is, folks, that there's mold in every house on the planet. It's a normal thing. It's not normal, however, for that mold to be growing. So, if your air conditioning guy is talking to you about mold and trying to sell you a solution, and they're not a credentialed, certified expert, kick them out of your house. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Call a real expert. Call me at Kobe Cooling. 239-482-1542. With more than 30 credentials, I'm the most credentialed guy in this business. That's why they call me the Mold Detective. My evaluations are free for second opinions. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Wink News, traffic.
I-75 headed in the southbound direction near mile marker 123. That's near the Miramar outlets. Hearing reports of some debris in the road in the right lane. So if you are headed in that direction, you're going to want to avoid that, as that can be a hazard. Also in Lehigh, watching a crash hit and run on Grand Boulevard that is causing some slowdowns on Alabama Road South. Headed southbound towards State Road 82, Immokalee Road. Other than that, should be a smooth ride throughout Lee this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a round of rain and thunderstorms overnight, we'll keep with a chance for some spotty areas of rain and storms for today, though our severe threat will be lower as a frontal boundary continues to work its way through the area. Highs back into low and middle 80s today under what will be more clouds than sunshine. We'll keep with a chance for some additional rounds of showers and storms to move through overnight tonight and into very early Thursday morning, where you could be waking up to some patchy fog. 68 for your overnight low, waking up on Thursday. We're back to 86 degrees for your St. Patrick's Day, where we should be mainly dry for tomorrow. Friday featuring a few showers towards the afternoon with the high back to 89 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
At the NCH Heart Institute in Naples, Florida, we are transforming cardiac care. Offering the most subspecialties in Southwest Florida, the NCH Heart Institute was named one of America's 100 best hospitals for cardiac care for the 7th year in a row by Healthgrades. We are elevating the patient experience. We are becoming the premier destination for cardiac care. The NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Chevy sales.
Marty speaking.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Marty.
You again?
Do you feel lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah, it's the Lucky You event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Right now, Victory Lane's offering no payments for 120 days.
What the?
And new Chevy trucks come with a $1,000 accessory allowance.
No way!
But you don't really need luck with their goal of 100% credit approval.
No such thing as luck, pal.
Well, don't tell that to your customers, because they're going to need all the luck they can get. He hung up. During the Lucky You event, get 2.99 APR for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. New Chevy trucks have a $1,000 accessory allowance, plus an additional $500 off MSRP. Get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Se habla español. Plus tax, tag, and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles must finance through GM Financial. Offers cannot combine. Ends 3/31/22.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. This is Pre-Break with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Methylene blue is not harmless. It can cause destruction of red blood cells in people with G6PD deficiency, causing potentially life-threatening hemolysis. As an FDA warning because it interacts with people with antidepressants to cause something called serotonin syndrome, which is potentially fatal as well. Not to mention it can discolor your skin and bodily fluids.
What? All right. This must be Trump's fault. All right, you ready for this? Here we go. Social media influencers are using methylene blue. It's a dye used in fish tank cleaners, claiming it offers an array of health benefits, and doctors are saying, no, wait, hold on a second. That was a Canadian physician that's like, goes on to TikTok and is like, listen, you influencers, stop doing this. Don't drink fish tank cleaner to try to be healthier. Stop doing this. By the way, these are the same social media influencers that the White House brought in to try to explain to people why we're paying so much at the gas pump, right? Remember the audio I played yesterday? It's the same thing. So I got to get this straight. So the social media influencers that the White House wants to bring in to tell everybody how awesome the White House is when it comes to the LGBTQ2 plus minus 3 equals 7 community. I just want to be inclusive, and how they're trying to explain to everybody how this is an inclusive White House and all of these other things, and to come in and to explain to everyone why we're paying more for Putin, and why inflation is a Putin, and why, right? Okay. These are the same people that are telling you to drink a fish tank cleaner because it's healthy. I'm just trying to get this. Did you see that? Is that a thing?
No, but I'm I don't ingest things suggested by the internet. You know? Last time it was Tide Pods.
Man, when's the last time? Because look, there'll be people that'll say, what are you complaining about, Republican, Donald Trump supporter? Don't you remember that time when Donald Trump told everybody to drink bleach? No, he didn't. He never told anybody to drink. No, he's injecting it. And he never said inject bleach. Will you stop with that? You just sound so, you're humiliating yourself. It's like hey, everybody say gay, 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 gay in the state of Florida, because you're not allowed to say gay because there's a don't gay. Stop. You're humiliating yourself. Stop doing that. There's no don't say gay bill. Stop it. And they've all gone. And by the way, while I'm pitching a fit here, can I just say something else? Hey, I want to thank all the social media people back in 2020 who were all over Facebook, all over Twitter, especially on your Facebook feed. You know, people that you used to be friends with, but they couldn't be friends with you anymore because you're a Trump supporter and that whole thing, and how they were constantly putting things out on Facebook, that they were always out there to say how evil Trump is, and how they seem to know everything that had to do with politics. And you're like, I had no idea you know anything about politics, until you realize they know nothing about politics, but they were just spewing hatred, and Trump is evil, and it's an insurrection, and the country has gone down the tubes, and hey, where are you now? Where are you guys? Where you been? You want to come back? Come on back. I want to hear what you have to say about Biden. Where are you? Oh, you keyboard cowboys out there. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me get the latest on. Hold on. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Where are you? Come on back.
Giddy up, keyboard.
Yeah, let's go. The water's nice and warm. Come on back. What do you got to say about Joe Biden? What do you have to say about oil prices? It's Putin's fault. Well, where are you? Doesn't that frustrate any? It's just, I thought about it yesterday as I was vacuuming.
Okay.
It's a weird time to think about it. But
Got a lot of time to think about it.
I was vacuuming and I'm just like, where are all the keyboard cowboys? There's a couple of people that I've seen in town recently. What?
I bet you they're not vacuuming their house.
You're probably right. I saw a couple of people in town recently that basically told me I'm dead to them because of my political beliefs, and people that I've known for decades.
I get that all the time.
Decades. I've known them for over 30 years, and I'm dead to them because of my politics, and they disagree with it, even though we've had 30 plus years of friendship outside of politics that had nothing to do with it. And all of a sudden, I see these people, and it's like, why are you talking to me? I'm not your friend. Excuse me? Why are you not my friend? Because it's because of the keyboard cowboy thing and how tough you are and you hate Trump. And because you hate Trump, you hate everybody else that's associated with Trump or the Republican Party and GOP, and they're so bad and everything. And if we only had a Democrat in office, everything would be great and life would be good and there wouldn't be any hint of inflation or World War III or anything like that. Where are you? I'm just asking. Where are you now? Come back. Show us how you really care about politics, because you didn't. Sorry, I'm not going to call certain people a bunch of tools, but come on. Man.
Your phone's blowing up.
I know.
I think those are the people you're talking about.
Yeah. It's just like, I know, there are people texting me right now. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Come back. You want to talk about politics? You want to be that brave keyboard cowboy who wants to talk about how awful things are? Well, when they really are awful like they are now, why don't you say something? Because you're a Democrat or you're not even a Democrat because you hate Trump so much and people that were associated with him from the past that you aren't even willing to admit when things are bad? Because somehow that's, what does that do? It doesn't make any sense. It's like Mitt Romney. I mean, well, I don't know how. Okay, that's a weird segue. They had a vote yesterday in the Senate. People are done with COVID. We're done with mask mandates. We're done with mandates of any kind. We got all kinds of issues on the globe, on the planet right now, and even locally. And the things that we have to deal with, the American people basically are done with mandates. And so when Rand Paul said, hey, listen, we should probably end CDC mask mandates on public transportation because we know that the CDC is a political organization now. The politics are at play, just like everybody else in bureaucracies in Washington, D.C., that they can't be trusted because the science and the data has been there for a very, very long time. And the CDC decides to make decisions based on what? Not on the evidence, not on the data and science, but on what they think of the politics of the moment. And so yesterday, you have the vote. 57, what was it? It came out to be 57-40, a vote. Rand Paul sending a message and saying, listen, let's do this. Unelected government bureaucrats. Bureaucrats. That was a slip of the tongue. That was... Okay. Government bureaucrats, stop the anti-science and anti-state requirements of travel mask mandates. Stop this. And so 57-40. They voted for this. And listen to this part.
Senator Marshall? Senator Scott?
Aye by proxy.
Senator Romney? No. Senator Tuberville?
Okay, just in case you missed it, Senator Mitt Romney voted no. He voted with the Democrats. The one Republican voting against the resolution was Mitt Romney. One guy. Why? Why are you doing... Again, somebody who has 2024 presidential aspirations. I told you this a long time ago, that Mitt Romney gets voted into the Senate by Utahns, and there's a plan here. Mitt Romney is not going to sit around and just be a senator that's going to stick the needle in the eyes of certain individuals. No. There's an aspiration for more because Mitt Romney is the guy that's going to come along and save the day. Really? With votes like this? Like, how do you do that? But he does. So, and it was Bill Kristol, of all people, Bill Kristol, who tweeted out, if Liz, meaning Liz Cheney, if Liz runs for the Republican nomination in 24, I'll donate. I'll vote for her in the Virginia primary if I could make a difference, but I'm doubtful that'll be the case. I think it's more likely that in 24, you ready for this, Jake? Brings up one of your points. I'll be voting not for a Reagan Republican, but for a Zelensky Democrat. What does that mean? What's a Zelensky Democrat? And it goes to your point. Zelensky Democrat. What?
You haven't seen all the hubba and all the
you brought this up. You brought this up on the break. What's the hubba bubba? What is it?
It's a hubba, you know?
No,
you know Johnny Bravo?
What's that mean? I know Hubba Bubba the bubblegum.
Like hubba. You're saying hubba bubba. Hubba. Like hubba. You know, Johnny Bravo.
Nope.
Cool. You know, like.
Nope. I don't know anything that you're talking about right now.
It still doesn't take away the fact that it's very hypocritical for these Democrat women to like sexualize Zelensky in the way that they are doing it, and you know, it's kind of like,
Well, in some cases, there's guys that are doing it too. So Zelensky, so Bill Kristol's not going to vote for a Reagan Republican. Okay, take a seat, whatever. And to your point, I think what you're trying to say, what Jake's trying to say is there are a lot of, Zelensky, by the way, is going to address Congress today, I think at 9 a.m. Some of the indications that have been out there is, hey, listen, I guess yesterday he said this, and there's a couple of people tweeted it out that, yeah, look, you guys aren't going to allow us to join NATO, and so now I'm kind of cooling down on the whole push to join NATO, but we really could use your help. And there are people saying, hey, just asking, and I understand what people are saying. Why didn't you say that before this? Like, if supposedly Putin was going in because he didn't want you to be part of NATO, and now you're like, all right, it doesn't seem like you guys want us to be in NATO, so maybe we'll take a different path, and we're not going to try to pursue that. If you would have said that before the war to Putin, then maybe nothing would have happened. But for some reason, I don't know that I agree with that necessarily. But the point is that that's what's being said. What's he going to say today? I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to ask. But yeah, there's a lot of, how do you explain it? When it comes to Zelensky, I know what Jake's saying, but there are some of the ladies that are out there just like, woo, hubba bubba. But listen, for good reason. I mean, he's
not a bubblegum.
You know what I'm saying? He's standing up for his country, and you know, we're not denigrating Zelensky or the fight. You've got a country, a sovereign nation being attacked by another, and somebody who's willing to stay there and fight and die, and something to be said about that. You know, that poll that we talked about, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, about Republicans, independents, and Democrats, and if we were attacked and who would be fighting, and the difference between the Republicans and independents that are like, yep, I'll take up my arms, I'm ready to fight, and the Democrats are like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, no one cares about your pronouns when you're getting shot at.
I mean, that's reality. All right, 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steel History Ease. We appreciate you watching. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now, Trey for the Drive at 5, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Soren Christensen with Advanced Wealth Advisors. Are you worried about higher taxes now and in the future? Are you looking for opportunities to reduce your taxes and increase your income? I'm a certified financial planner professional with training in investment, retirement, and tax planning. I'll work with you to ensure your financial plan is maximizing all tax reduction opportunities. Visit awadvisors.com to request a consultation and to see the Advanced Wealth Advisors difference. That's awadvisors.com.
When Truly Nolan is on the chase, what do you know? You know they're faster than a speeding cockroach, able to leap into spaces where only spiders hide. You know they're smarter than conniving ants and more nimble than a swarm of mosquitoes. You know whatever they're after, they'll get the job done right. Because when Truly Nolan is in hot pursuit, you know there's no escape. Schedule your free estimate today and get $50 off pest control by going to TrulyNolan.com or call us at 800-GO-TRULY.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Big Life, a Naples-based worldwide disciple-making ministry, invites you to a special celebration. Tuesday, March 22nd, from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Ritz-Carlton, Naples Beach Resort. Enjoy a keynote address from Task Force Pineapple's retired Lieutenant Colonel and former Green Beret, Scott Mann, recently seen on Fox News. Hear how thousands of Muslims are coming to Jesus in Afghanistan and beyond. This dinner event is free, but seating is limited. Register now at big.life.
At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. Does that include full installation? For a limited time only, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. And get a free sink plus Rock Solid's 100% price guarantee. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So if I want the best deal in Southwest Florida for countertops, come see Hugo and his team in Naples. And now in Port Charlotte, 4135 Tamiami Trail, where $9.99 gets it done.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. If you need new windows or doors for your home, heads up, this message is for you. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off high-performance award-winning windows, 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors, 40% off our factory direct products installed. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing or call today. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
As a great poet once wrote, choosing one path over another makes all the difference. Now consider that each space reimagined by Closet Factory brims with features, each of which reflect a choice made to make things more efficient. The result? A room built of dozens of good choices that, by design, don't just keep things in your home more organized, but in living with it makes you more organized. Designed and engineered for a better you. That's how we build it at Closet Factory and ClosetFactory.com.
It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finished cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592. That's the Brett AC talking text line. Matt Caldwell coming up in about 5 or 10 more minutes. We're going to talk about Tallahassee and the end of session, and we're going to dig into some of the things that will affect us right here in Southwest Florida. So we will get to that coming up in just a bit. Also, a reminder, scheduled to join us at 8:35 today. So that means the 5 at 8:35 won't take place. And often we do the 5 at 8:35, and sometimes there's a guest that's special that we preempt the 5 at 8:35, and today's one of those days. So scheduled to be with us, Larry Kudlow, Fox Business, of course, someone who worked in the Trump administration and economic advisor, and we'll get into some of the news that's out there and Pretty important stuff we'll get into. 8:35, Larry Kudlow will be joining us. But Matt Caldwell coming up next. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
.5 Fox News. Right all along.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Let's roll, America. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in during Naples Nissan's Let's Roll America sales event. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Come roll with us at Naples Nissan and get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in, whether it runs or not. Push, pull, or drag it in if you have to. Choose from over 200 new Nissan models in stock, ready to drive home, and all backed by Naples Nissan's exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in and get rolling in a brand new 2022 Nissan today. Don't miss the Let's Roll America sales event only at Naples Nissan on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Ukraine's president makes an appeal to Congress. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Volodymyr Zelensky at 9 o'clock Eastern Time this morning delivers a live video message to lawmakers asking for more assistance fighting the Russian invasion.
This is not a joint meeting of Congress. This is really a mega Zoom call with Vladimir Zelensky. This is probably the most significant speech to Congress by a foreign dignitary, a foreign leader, since Winston Churchill in 1941. He spoke to a joint meeting of Congress just about 3 weeks after Pearl Harbor. Zelensky will make his case, and he will press for aid.
Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol. President Zelensky says in a video message to Ukrainians that peace talks with Russia are sounding more realistic. Russia's foreign minister says those talks have been businesslike. Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Lviv, Ukraine.
Peace talks beginning to make very, very small steps of progress. They may be boosted by an apparent concession, a major concession it would be, from President Zelensky saying that Ukraine would be willing to put aside the issue of NATO membership.
That's been something Russian President Vladimir Putin says he will not accept. The second gentleman, Vice President Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, tests positive for COVID-19. He says he has mild symptoms. The vice president tested negative herself for COVID yesterday, but canceled an equal pay day event just in case. Air travel's bouncing back from slowdowns during the pandemic.
Last month, domestic ticket bookings topped 2019 levels for the first time since the pandemic started, according to figures from Adobe Digital Economy. Delta Airlines president Glenn Howenstein calls the surge in demand unparalleled. United and American Airlines are also seeing demand higher than ever, and they're all counting on passengers to pay more to cover the soaring price of fuel. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Stocks in Asia are higher today. Dow futures are higher ahead of the expected announcement of our interest rate hike. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
I-75 headed in the southbound direction near mile marker 123. That's near the Miramar outlets. Hearing reports of some debris in the road in the right lane. So if you are headed in that direction, you're going to want to avoid that, as that can be a hazard. Also in Lehigh, watching a crash
hit and run on Grand Boulevard that is causing some slowdowns on Alabama Road South. Headed southbound towards State Road 82, Immokalee Road. Other than that, should be a smooth ride throughout Lee this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a round of rain and thunderstorms overnight, we'll keep with a chance for some spotty areas of rain and storms for today, though our severe threat will be lower as a frontal boundary continues to work its way through the area. Highs back into low and middle 80s today under what will be more clouds than sunshine. We'll keep with a chance for some additional rounds of showers and storms to move through overnight tonight and into very early Thursday morning, where you could be waking up to some patchy fog. 68 for your overnight low, waking up on Thursday. We're back to 86 degrees for your St. Patrick's Day, where we should be mainly dry for tomorrow. Friday featuring a few showers towards the afternoon with the high back to 89 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Leftists make you fret? Check out rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving by switching to Comcast Business Mobile. It's a mobile service designed for small business that can save you money with unlimited data for just $24 per line per month for 10 lines. Perfect for any small business looking to grow. Or you can pay by the gig. And with access to millions of Wi-Fi hotspots, you'll pay only for the data you need, with no line fees, activation costs, or term contracts. You can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill, all on the most reliable 5G network. And it's only available to Comcast Business Internet customers. So boost your business's bottom line with a more reliable, more affordable mobile service by switching to Comcast Business Mobile today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability assessment wins in 2H 2021. Wi-Fi networks not tested. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix, long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my friends at Amco of Bonita Springs, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at americanspiritmovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention. It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right, coming up in just a minute, Matt Caldwell's going to join us. We're going to go over some Tallahassee issues. Obviously, session is over, so what did we gain? Some of the crises that are still lingering out there, like property insurance, a crisis. That's what the Tampa Bay Times says. So nothing like a nice clickbait headline, but we'll get into that and some other things that are going on, including daylight savings time. Are we keeping it? Is it going? What are we going to do? We'll touch on that. There's a lot of things to get to. But I did want to remind you about this. There's going to be a Future of Healthcare Summit, the 22 Future of Healthcare Summit, happening March 18th and 19th from 7 to 9 p.m. in Naples at the Arthrex One Conference Center. And it's a summit intended to help patients take care of their or take charge of their healthcare. There's going to be great discussions, panel discussions on anti-aging and functional medicine, nutrition, cancer diagnostics, stem cell therapies. So you'll get to find out the latest innovations on all of these things and some breakthroughs that will impact patient care for years to come. So an opportunity for you to go to this 2022 Future of Healthcare Summit. It's pretty important. It's a big deal happening once again, the Arthrex One Conference Center, 7 to 9 p.m., the 18th and the 19th of March. So that's in a couple of days, right? And you can get your tickets now by going to futureofhealthcaresummit.com, futureofhealthcaresummit.com, or you can call right now and be caller number 9 at 239-479-5592. And I got a pair of tickets to give away right now for this very important summit, the Future of Healthcare Summit. So if that is something you're interested in finding out more in the latest advances directly from medical experts, then you can call right now and we'll get you a pair of tickets to the Future of Healthcare Summit happening the 18th and 19th in Naples at Arthrex One from 7 to 9 p.m. Food and drinks will be available as well, so it's going to be a great event. So call now, and we'll get you a pair of tickets. All right, Matt Caldwell joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Here he is. Good morning, sir. It's been a while. How are you?
Everything is well in my world. How about you, Drew?
Everything is well in my world for the moment. But, of course, there's daylight savings time, and then I've got to deal with that. And I've got a 13-year-old, Matt, I'm telling you right now, I've got a 13-year-old who's convinced that there's something wrong with him. He's sick. He's not feeling well. Something's not right. I'm telling him that it's definitely this time change. That's what I think. I think the time change affects people, and so that got brought up yesterday. And I wonder if this is going to move ahead in the House.
Well, I think it has a decent chance. You know, this is the issue that originally started with now Lieutenant Governor Nunez. When we served together in the House, she led the fight to make the time change permanent in Florida to be on this time, daylight saving time, year round. But it requires federal action. She got the Florida bill passed and then went to Senator Rubio, who's been fighting for it, got it off the floor yesterday, and now it is in the House. We're waiting to see whether they give freedom back to the states to decide what time they would actually like to conduct themselves by.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to just stick with the one time. I think it's obvious how many people are affected by it. If you're not, I don't know that you realize how you are affected physically. Your circadian rhythm and just, like somebody discussed earlier, time change, just getting on a plane and a time change and what that does. And then imagine, once a year you're guaranteed, or twice a year you're guaranteed that you're going to be thrown off as well. So, yeah, I mean, there's that aspect of it. And then, of course, the notion that, who is it, farmers, that they need this, the daylight savings and it can't change or it does. At this point, I mean, I don't know. I hear you chuckling kind of a little bit about that.
Well, you're exactly right. Why are we subjecting ourselves to jet lag twice a year on purpose? It's really dumb in the 21st century, especially. And one of the funniest things is the idea that farmers like this. Farmers can't stand it. Farmers, if you're a dairy farmer, the cows get used to being milked at the same time every single day. They don't know the clock's changed. All they are is either the farmer's got to make their whole dairy herd angry by moving them an hour, or now he's got to get up an hour earlier to milk them all at the same time they've been expecting. It doesn't do anything for the people that, got a job to do. Daylight, nighttime, the job's got to get done in those industries. This is not important for them.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for this. I think it's important for our health. I honestly do. All right, let's see some of the other issues going on. This is huge. The governor signing one of 300 different bills that are going to be signed out of something like 3,000 this legislative session. I think my numbers are close. It's SB 1048 that eliminates the FSA. This is a big deal, Matt. I think this is something that is a great step towards better educating our kids, and to explain a little bit of that. About how that's going to work, this new progress monitoring, which I like.
Yeah, I think they have made an improvement here. They're going from the old FCAT that became the FSA at the end of the year to now having smaller tests throughout the year to keep track of exactly what you said, progress. Is the student keeping track? If they're falling behind in the first semester, second semester, and we don't know that, then they're destined for failure at the end of the year test. If instead you go to a test at the end of each quarter, at the end of each semester, then you're going to have a better idea of whether or not these kids are really learning throughout the process, and give you an opportunity as a teacher, by the way, to adapt your methods for that student before the end of the year comes, and then it's a crisis.
Yeah, and one of the things that I liked about it since day one was the fact that you do have the opportunity to adjust. And I think that's so important. As a homeschool family, that's one of the things that we've done since day one is, as you see, like, for example, my son, if there's something that isn't working for him, something that we're teaching him in the curriculum that we have set up, if it's not working right, we have the opportunity to see now this isn't working, so we can shift to something else, or we can shift to a different way of teaching, whether it's not, maybe it's not early in the day, it's later in the day, or just the kind of shifts that you can make because you're able to customize what each child needs, which is so important because every student is unique. And so you don't want this kind of template, one-size-fits-all idea of assessments. You want to be able to see what kind of progress is being made, and then to be able to capture that moment and say, okay, we're going to not let this person fall by the wayside because they're not catching up because the system's running them over, but we have an opportunity to see what kind of changes can be made and tweaked. And I think that's important. Hopefully that's exactly how this will work.
Well, I think it's an improvement in that direction. I think it's another indicator of this, what you and I have talked about, which is the broad public consensus that the 1950s version of public education is a dinosaur and needs to be retired. And we need to have an education system that is more designed and to fit the needs of each student, whether that's giving them scholarships so they can go to an educational experience that matches how they learn and what they want to learn, or changing the way that we set up the accountability system so that we're able to keep track of who's flourishing and who's not. It's part, though, of the big picture of all of the issues in education leading parents and voters to the same conclusion. We can't keep doing things the way we did it before World War II, where everybody learns the same thing at the same time in the same class in the same building that looks like a prison.
Yeah,
that system needs to go away.
Matt Caldwell joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Florida legislature leaves without addressing property insurance crisis. Hold on, let me get the music together. It's a crisis. Hold on. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. So there's a crisis. So what about that story at the Tampa Bay Times?
Well, there is an issue with solvency for major insurers. This is focused on your home insurance, particularly wind insurance. We get lots of hurricanes, and the cost of replacing all the roofs of all the houses that have been damaged in the last several years are really putting the squeeze on insurance providers. So much so that a lot of them are walking away from the state, and that then, as they walk away, puts people in the Citizens Insurance is the program that we, the taxpayers, are responsible for if there's any losses. We don't want citizens to grow. We want a private market to flourish. And so absolutely the legislature is going to have to address this. And riding right alongside this, by the way, is the flood insurance program. Now, that's run by the federal government, but the wokeists have taken over FEMA. And if you haven't gotten your renewal notice yet, just wait. Go by the mailbox. It's coming. They are introducing equity into the flood insurance program.
Whoa. Excuse me?
Yes.
Say that again?
The FEMA program, FEMA 2.0, specifically talks about making it more equitable. And if you go through the formula, it really just means if you have a more expensive house, you're going to pay more. It doesn't matter whether you're at a higher risk for an actual flood event. They are reconfiguring the FEMA program to make wealthier people pay more money simply because that is the equitable way to do the system according to the eggheads in DC these days.
Wow. Well,
yes,
and it's in everything. I mean, it's every time you turn around, you start to hear more about those words: diversity, equity, and inclusion, and how things are being put into bureaucracies, and how if you look at all of this and you say, well, it's not going to affect me. There's no way that all of that's just talk. It's happening someplace else far away. No, it's ultimately coming to our doorstep, and now apparently it's come to FEMA as well. Well, that is not. And let me just say something. Well, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Well, there is a solution. I mean, from my perspective, the legislature can leave the federal program for flood insurance and have our own state-run program. By the way, we're a donor to the nation. We don't actually have huge flood losses here. And then on the home insurance side, give market participants, give the homeowners a choice. You know, if I could buy a policy that just covered the cost of my mortgage, so, you know, I got an old house on the beach, I know I got to tear it down someday, but why make me cover the cost to replace the whole thing? Just give me a policy that'll pay off the mortgage if a hurricane blows it away. And then I'll go ahead and tear it down and make a new decision and build a house that'll withstand the hurricanes and be higher, or whatever you want to do. That option doesn't really exist in the marketplace right now, and that would be a huge step in cost savings for a lot of people.
Oh, boy. You really want to go down this road? All right, let's go down this road. I'm just going to play devil's advocate, and then you can kind of chime in.
Yep.
See, what you don't understand, Matt, is that, yes, when times are good and there's no hurricane, there's no storm, people make these decisions based on what is happening with their financial situation. But come on, once that happens and that house is gone, you can't just leave them with that decision. Something has to happen. Somebody has to save them. Somebody has to come in and help. And so it's not fair that we're doing that and having people make this decision in good times when you know and I know when it strikes and it's gone, you can't just leave it. You can't just say, well, sorry, that's the decision you made, so that's it.
You have highlighted the tension and the public policy argument right on the nose, and that really is the question. You know, do we believe that Floridians have the maturity to make that choice, to make that decision? You know, they wouldn't be left without anything. They would be debt-free, and they would have a piece of land that's probably worth a lot of money right on the beach or right on the bay or right on the canal, wherever it is. So it would not be a financial loss. They'd actually be ahead on the balance sheet. But yes, they'd have to make a choice. Are they going to build a new home? That's going to cost them money, sure. But in the meantime, do we want to trust Floridians to make a conscious, thoughtful decision about, would I rather pay less insurance today and accept that I'm going to tear this house down at some point anyway? That's a question of how much do we trust the people of Florida?
Yeah, and there'll always be that pushback. I'm just putting that out there. There's always going to be the side that I just talked about that's going to say it's not fair. You can't do that, because ultimately when it hits, but to me, there's remedy to everything. There isn't one single thing that I can think of that we're told that bureaucracies have to step in, that the free market can't solve, or that we, if we had common sense and would step back for a second, can't find remedy for. Every single thing in life has a remedy. It may be something that you're not used to hearing or you've maybe never heard before. But when it comes to insurance, when it comes to business, when it comes to the economy, finances, when it comes to fossil fuels, there are always remedies that are out there that don't have to be the most extreme. So that's it. I'm just putting that out there quickly. All right, a couple of other things I wanted to touch base with Matt Caldwell on. U.S. Surgeon General warns that the parental rights bill is hazardous to Florida's the kids' health. It's hazardous to their health. Oh, that's FloridaPolitics.com. They're a little left leaning, but anyway, So that's almost hysterical. Tell me more about that story.
Well, listen, in the theme of U.S. government goes woke, here's the Surgeon General, the office that you and I as kids remember telling us we shouldn't smoke, is now telling us that if parents make the decision about what their kids are going to learn regarding sexual education as elementary school students, that is dangerous to their health. I mean, honestly, how absurdly ridiculous do these people want to be and come across? The fact that this guy doesn't get laughed out of the room the moment that they bring up these kind of ridiculous assertions. But this is the way that the world is moving and the fight that we're dealing with. You know, this parental rights bill does nothing more than say that parents are the ones that are raising their kids, not the school system, not the bureaucrats, not the institutions, the parents. And they are the ones that have the final say on what their kids are going to learn about some of the most controversial topics of our time. And if you have a politician or a bureaucrat that is against that dynamic, they do need to be run out of town as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And again, when people are frustrated with bureaucracies and maybe it's the CDC and decisions, or maybe it's Vivek Murthy and it's the Office of the Surgeon General or whatever is happening here. And you think, well, hold on a second. They've got all the evidence, the data and science we have. It sure feels like they're making political decisions. They are making political decisions. And when they do, that's when, because, you know, when for example, the CDC and how Mitt Romney, out of all the Republicans, go figure, is the only one who decided that he was going to vote against ending CDC mask mandates on public transportation. And his whole thing was, in his office said that he believes it's important for public health officials to make these type of decisions, not politicians. Well, the problem is the bureaucracy is politicized. So something has to happen. Somebody has to step in and fill the void and say no. And that's where we are. So for him to say that is disingenuous because he knows just as well as everybody else how it's been politicized.
Not just that, it's just part and parcel of abdicating the responsibility of the legislature. The Constitution vests the power of our government in the Congress. And one of the biggest problems we have is Congress has abdicated its responsibility to the executive branch, to all of these unelected bureaucrats, and said, it's too hard. It's too hard for me, the elected official, to actually do my job. So I'm going to hand off all the hard choices to the people that aren't accountable to the voters. That's one of the fundamental reasons our country is falling apart.
Yeah.
Right there.
All right, Matt Caldwell. Listen, I know there are other things that we were going to talk about, but listen, we can have you back soon and bring up some of the other issues. Certainly things that the governor will be signing soon enough out of Tallahassee and things that will affect us directly. And I'd even like to have a discussion about the budget here in the state of Florida because it's a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was just a few years ago, 4 years ago, it was like 80 billion. What was it? 80, and now it's 100 and what? How much are we? What's the budget?
112, I think they came in at.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm just saying, that's a lot of money to spend. We got to talk about that. All right, Matt Caldwell. Listen, I appreciate it. All the best. We'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
Okay. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Dial star 2020. France, I care.
Trey Riedel, your host of The Drive here. Do you have blurry vision? Have you told maybe that you have cataracts? Well, there's a solution that can help you. It's a France Lifestyle Lens with Dr. France and his team. Look, they are the expert surgeons at France Eye Care, and they know the importance of a clear view free from cataracts, and they have the passion to provide patients in Southwest Florida with a solution that fits your individual lifestyle requirement. So whether it's a multifocal clear vision that you're after, or an extended depth of focus for driving at night, for example, whatever it is, you can trust your eyes to France Eye Care. Schedule an evaluation today. Their team will determine the best lens technology for your eyes in order to enhance the vision results of your cataract surgery. Call France Eye Care today. Call them 239-418-0999.
Dial star 2020. France, I care.
Hi, this is President Donald Trump, and I'd like to invite you to join me at the American Freedom Tour in Fort Lauderdale on Saturday, March 19th at the Florida Live Arena. We'll be live and in person along with my son Don, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Dan Bongino, Candace Owens, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and many other incredible patriots. We will be talking about how to defend our jobs, our borders, our liberty, and our God-given rights. I hope you'll join me in Fort Lauderdale on Saturday, March 19th. It's the only time this event will be coming to South Florida. If you want to sign up to get your tickets for the American Freedom Tour, you have to go to AmericanFreedomTour.com and do it right away. I think they're going to be selling very quickly, and I hope to see you there. I look forward to it. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Go to AmericanFreedomTour.com for tickets as low as $9. The American Freedom Tour in Fort Lauderdale on Saturday, March 19th at the FLA Live Arena. Once again, that's AmericanFreedomTour.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Listen, if you're suffering every day with joint pain, I want you to stop and listen, because you can get real lasting relief right now with natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, they are the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results with zero downtime. It's the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you now. So call for a free consultation. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics with 2 locations, one in Fort Myers and one in Naples. You can call 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN.
Ty Lassiter of Key City Capital here to tell you that you better be paying attention to Biden's $3.5 trillion plan. Let me explain why it matters or should matter to you. President Biden's proposed $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill has tremendous impacts on taxes, investment opportunities, banking, and so much more. Key City Capital has a tremendous track record helping our clients grow their wealth by offering strong returns and tax mitigation strategies. Regardless of what this president or any other president does, Key City Capital will always be committed to this mission.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
New crash popping up in Bonita Springs if you're out on the roads in Bonita, Williams Road, and River Ranch Road. So if you are headed that way, something to be aware of, on the lookout for, could cause some delays for you. Elsewhere in Lee County, I-75, if you're headed from Estero southbound towards Bonita Springs, gonna see most of our 75 delays right there. Colonial Boulevard, Lee Boulevard as well, headed from Lehigh into Fort Myers, seeing some slowdowns per usual this time of day. MLK Boulevard as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wertz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a round of rain and thunderstorms overnight, we'll keep with a chance for some spotty areas of rain and storms for today, though our severe threat will be lower as a frontal boundary continues to work its way through the area. Highs back into low and middle 80s today under what will be more clouds than sunshine. We'll keep with a chance for some additional rounds of showers and storms to move through overnight tonight and into very early Thursday morning, where you could be waking up to some patchy fog. 68 for your overnight low, waking up on Thursday. We're back to 86 degrees for your St. Patrick's Day, where we should be mainly dry for tomorrow. Friday featuring a few showers towards the afternoon with the high back to 89 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. The Fed is set to raise rates, and some analysts are saying it could be as many as 11 consecutive rate increases. A rise in the Fed rate can increase the rate and monthly payment on credit card debt and home equity credit lines. If you're a homeowner with significant credit card payments, home equity credit line payments, or if you are thinking about cash out for other things like home improvements, we can help. A no closing cost conventional fixed rate first mortgage can lock all of these things in right now and actually help lower your monthly payments. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or we're local. Call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hi, Dan Martineau. When it rains in Florida, it really pours. Home without gutters can cause soil, landscape erosion, and potential foundation damage. D.R. Martineau will install new 6 or 7-inch seamless gutters and downspouts. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Chevy Sales, Marty speaking.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Marty.
You again.
Do you feel lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah, it's the Lucky You event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Right now, Victory Lane's offering no payments for 120 days.
What the?
And new Chevy trucks come with a $1,000 accessory allowance.
No way.
But you don't really need luck with their goal of 100% credit approval.
No such thing as luck, pal.
Well, don't tell that to your customers, because they're going to need all the luck they can get. He hung up. During the Lucky You event, get 2.99 APR for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. New Chevy trucks have a $1,000 accessory allowance, plus an additional $500 off MSRP. Get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Se habla español. Plus tax, tag, and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles must finance through GM Financial. Offers cannot combine. Ends 3/31/22.
Hey, what's up, South Florida? Jimmy the Beef Guy here. For almost 20 years now, I've been in the beef for bread business. So trust me, I know beef. Besides our Italian beef and sausage that you all have been raving about lately, you really need to try one of my favorite, the breaded steak sandwich. It's breaded steak with red gravy, mozzarella cheese, and you can top it off with some hot giardiniera. Ah, marron. And our soon-to-be famous Italian stallions filled with our beef, mozzarella cheese, giardiniera, wrapped in a crispy dough and deep fried until until golden brown. Got family in town or having a March Madness party? You know I got you covered with the catering special. 5 pounds of beef. It comes with the beef, the gravy, the French rolls, the sweet peppers, the hot peppers, the aluminum tray. So do yourself a favor. Stop in and see Quentin and I. We're at the southeast corner of US 41 and Bonita Beach Road. Jimmy the Beef Guy is your Italian beef headquarters. And hey guys, when you're at the register looking at me, don't look all nervous and say gardenia. It's pronounced jardiniere.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond coming up in just a second, but skimming through some of the headlines. Listen, we need a little, maybe a little break from some of the headlines. We need a little morning cup of Joe.
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke. Stage, but that's enough too. Look at the stage. But there's been a little change in the arrangement of who's on the stage because of the First Lady's husband contracting COVID, but look at this room and what you see. Pardon? That's right. She's fine. It's me. That's not together. The second lady, the first gentleman. How about that?
Oh, gosh. All right. So just so you know, it's Kamala Harris, the vice president, the first gentleman there, her husband has got COVID. But he said the first lady's husband has got COVID, and he's that would be his wife if it was the first lady, and that would mean it was him, but it wasn't him. Hey, no big deal. Everything's fine. Listen, as far as the government is concerned, we are in good hands. Listen, did you hear the latest Nancy Pelosi, who is talking about what's going on in Ukraine? And they're going to be speaking to Zelensky today, and she's got some tough talk here.
I'd like to take out those tanks. I mean, I think that them having more planes might be useful, but that I'm not a military strategist.
So they're talking about Ukraine yesterday. She's saying that she'd like to strap on a helmet and get on a MiG-29 and take out those Russian convoys there. She'd like to take out those trucks herself. That's quite the visual, Brian Hammond, Lee County Commissioner. I'm not really sure a lot of people want the visual of Nancy Pelosi with all the gear and a MiG-29 strafing Russian trucks. For some reason, I worry about the visual there.
I mean, they're coming out with a new version of Top Gun, so maybe this can be worked into the plot somehow.
Nope. That's okay. We're not gonna worry about that. Well, we worry about Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. We worry about the politics there and Nancy doing anything with an airplane and a military outfit. But anyway, so maybe we do keep it in the. How are you today? Everything okay?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Oh, it's good. Everything is nice. Okay, let's talk about some of the issues here in Lee County, some of the things we've got going on. I know we mentioned this before, kind of hinted at it, but now the talk about the American Rescue Plan dollars and how the county was going to utilize them, and we've got something going on with that right now. Maybe you can speak to that.
Yeah, we originally received in this second round of COVID relief $149 million, and so we're using it in multiple areas. We talked last week, I think, about some of the infrastructure that we're using to help build out with it. One of the things we want to do is we want to help our workforce get trained up to go and maybe move up to different jobs or take different jobs, especially for those who might have lost their jobs in the early days of the COVID shutdown. So what we're going to do is use $6.25 million to provide workforce training at FGCU, FSW, Hodges, and Lee County schools. And this is training above and beyond what they already provide. So this is adding capacity, bringing in more students than what they already train. But they're going to do something interesting called micro-credentialing for workers and micro-certifications.
What is micro-credentialing?
Well, it's not Mike Rowe, the TV show.
Okay. There you go. Okay, good.
I think he would like this program. So instead of having to go and get a full-blown college degree in a specific area, you can take a shortened, abbreviated course, for instance, in here's the best way to explain it, medical device industry. So they can get a micro credential in the medical device industry. The students will get the entry level knowledge and the foundations of the medical device industry. And what's amazing is they partnered with Arthrex to make sure that every student who comes through and gets this micro credential gets a guaranteed interview with Arthrex. So this is a local company that they could go work for. So for many people who maybe work their first job in the hospitality industry and they're trying to move up to get that better paying job to support a family, maybe buy a home, they can get one of these micro credentials and then maybe go get that better paying job.
All right. Are there other places that are doing this as well? Or are they the only ones?
Yeah, so we're going to do it with FGCU. We're going to do it with FSW, Hodges, and Lee County Schools. And yes, Gartner is another one who's really interested in the sales micro-credentialing certificate. So they're looking at potentially bringing in folks. Gartner, of course, is a high-tech consulting firm. We're going to never, technology is not a fad. It's not going away. So the more people we can educate in that. Some of the other skills are IBM skills, senior care, which is really important.
Huge.
They talk about the boomer generation, how they want to be cared for in their own homes, emergency preparedness, sales, digital marketing, construction management. Everybody who works on a construction site or owns some sort of building trade company will tell you they can't find enough people right now.
Right.
Emergency medical technicians, that's for us even here at the county. We're growing. We're going to have 1 million people living here in the county someday. We want to make sure that we have emergency medical technicians who can handle all of those calls, and dental assisting too is another one of the areas you could go into.
Okay, something to look at. Certainly, that's some good news. What about emergency operations in the county? What's happening there?
Yeah, so we are expanding the Emergency Operations Center in Lee County, and we want to thank the state. The Lee County's legislative delegation actually secured $14 million in this year's budget to help us pay for the expansion project. Now, Lee County is going to match that with another $16 million of local money. Let me tell you about what it's like to work in the Emergency Operations Center.
Tell us about that. Yeah.
It is a nice building. It is. It's about 10 to 12 years old, somewhere in that time frame. So not super old, but so, you've got hundreds of people that will move into this building about a week before the storm comes, as the storm is coming and we're getting all the watches and warnings and making all the decisions about evacuations.
Right.
People will move into this building. They'll ride out the storm. Again, hundreds of people. And guess how many showers we have in this building?
I don't even think I want to know. Maybe you don't even have to say because it's
two. There's a men's and a women's.
There's two of them.
Yeah. So, so the building needs to be expanded to keep up with the growing county and the growing force that now has to respond to all of these emergencies. It's a facility that we've used way too much over the last few years, unfortunately. Ever since Hurricane Irma, we've been in this facility, for one reason or another. We had Irma, we've had tropical storms since, we had the pandemic. So really, this facility has just been well used and well loved, and it's time to expand it. Some of the cool things that we're going to do too, by the way, is we're going to bring public safety, EMS, sheriff communications all under one roof into this building too. So we want to really start working on making sure everybody communicates seamlessly as these emergencies go on.
I like the way you put that the building was well loved. It's like, it's not a slightly used couch. It's a once loved couch, is the way you put it, right? So we're not saying anything negative about the building. It's served its purpose. So where's the new one going then?
Well, it's going to be the same one on Ortez.
Okay.
We're just going to expand the footprint of it. We've got plenty of space out there to basically, we're going to double the size of the building. And of course, it's not going to be an inexpensive project because this building does have to be engineered and built to withstand the most extreme hurricane. This is where we're going to have hundreds of people riding out the storm, the people who are going to help us put the area back together. And so we want to make sure that the building's safe enough. So that's why the cost is so high. So what happens now is the legislature gave us the $14 million. They put it in the budget. They approved it in the budget. But Governor DeSantis obviously has the final say on the budget. Mm-hmm. So commissioners voted yesterday to send a really nice letter to Governor DeSantis asking him to please support this item when he signs off on the budget.
Yeah. Just an aside, I'm just kind of thinking out loud, if you will, and maybe you can comment on this or not. So Ortez as far as locations go for an emergency operations center, is that, for lack of a better way of putting it, location-wise, should it be further inland? I mean, is that a good... I mean, obviously, it's the spot where it's been, and it's been doing just fine. But, and I guess with code, obviously, there are things that we don't have to worry about as we've had to worry about before when it comes to building. But, I always think about that, where these locations are and how far inland we can get to be in a safe and secure area, looking at other communities that are... or other emergency operation or emergency centers, how far inland the newer ones would be. I think of areas in North Fort Myers and different places where there's discussion about putting these new centers or places, evacuation centers, where they're further inland. I just don't know if that's ever been something discussed, or obviously it's maybe it's just something, it's obvious it's been fine. So if it's been fine, there's
no,
discussion.
I can guarantee you that's something our emergency preparedness folks have discussed and will discuss. This, like I said, this emergency operations center was built it's been built within the last 15 years. And the old one, the original one, which if you drive down Ortez, you see it kind of looks like a bunker. It's amazing. That thing could survive probably a nuclear war, is what they were saying, because that's when it was built, like kind of in the 50s, 60s time range. The old one was always there off of Ortez, and so they had the opportunity to build the new one, and they built it in the same place. So I assume they looked at that site selection. That would have been the time to move, and they decided, no, let's stay in the same place. You will notice as you drive by, though, the new one is on much higher ground than the old one was. So I assume that helps with the flooding and everything like that. Through Hurricane Irma, we didn't have any problems. I was out there practically every day during Hurricane Irma, and it's a neat facility. You really, you kind of build a lot of camaraderie with the people who you're working that closely with through that emergency. And I always want to say thanks, because there are a lot of local businesses that come out and feed the troops, if you will. And so, we are going to expand the kitchen because we do need to feed everybody who's there. But we always want to say thanks too, because when those times hit, the bad times hit, usually there's a restaurant or two that brings by some food. So we are always grateful for that.
Yeah, how the community comes together is always, it's amazing, but it's not shocking because we've seen it so many times and we know how people are, and it's just, it's incredible. All right, so how about web pages, places to go, to visit, to see what's going on with Lee County? I hear there's something special going on. What's happening?
Well, you know how like every day is a national holiday. It's National Something Day, right? I have my kids and we look this up every morning like, hey, what's today's national day? Well, today is National Freedom of Information Day.
Really?
So what better day, National Freedom of Information Day, than to talk to you about our new website at legov.com.
Okay.
So the commissioners have really been pushing to try and get all the information online about all of our projects that are going on in the county. So if you go to legov.com this morning, you'll find our new webpage that we've created a series of tools. We even created a resident lookup tool. You pop your address in there. It'll tell you who all your elected officials are, tell you what flood zone you're in. It'll tell you what evacuation zone you're in, who picks up your trash, all that stuff in one spot. So I think that could be really helpful for people who are moving from one location to another in the county.
Yes.
Probably will be very helpful for realtors as they're trying to help their clients understand what their new house is going to be, how their new house will be served by the government. The other thing we put on there is some community engagement tools. So there's one that allows you to go into our capital improvement plan and look at all the things like the roads, the parks, all the big projects that we're building. I want you to be able to see what we're doing with your money. I want you to be able to look at if you drive by a project, you can go to legov.com. You can click on this tool. It'll bring up a map that's searchable. You can type in Ortez and you can read about the Ortez road widening and how long it's going to take and how much it's going to cost. And same thing with multiple projects throughout the county. So we really want to give people the information, the same stuff that we're looking at, because I think if they saw the same information that we saw, they'd understand a lot of the reasoning behind the decisions we're making.
Gotcha. All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond, we appreciate all the information. I wonder if D.C. is going to get any information on this National Freedom of Information Day. It's because there might be a laptop we have questions about or a server maybe we want to look at. I'm just saying.
I'm sure they'll get back to us.
Yeah. Okay, it's not. Let's not get carried away. I mean, it's national, but not everybody celebrates it. I mean, we don't want to get crazy. All right, I appreciate it, my friend. We'll speak soon. Okay, all the best.
Thanks. Yeah, have a great morning, Drew.
Yeah, you do the same. All right, 239-479-5592. It's time to call right now. Ninth caller. We're going to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We're going to see if you earn a PhD today, and we've got a $35 gift certificate to Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road. Alda's Restaurant and Bar. They are fantastic breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you'd like that $35 certificate, I'll get it to you right now just for playing Drew's College. Ninth caller will play next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits. And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private island. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life at a good price. River Hall in Hampton Lakes offers the most livable master planned neighborhood in the Gulf Coast with single-family homes from the mid-200s to the 800s. It's resort-style living with abundant recreation surrounding a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers. See new model homes at livelargeforless.com. That's livelarge4less.com.
Tee off for a great day of golf at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Enjoy excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, a large driving range and practice area, plus Knickers Pub. Also sign up for one of Coral Oaks' comprehensive golf schools with sessions running through April. You're sure to improve your game. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Taxes are complicated, an industry that can have monthly law changes. This year, so many refundable credits, like kids, up to $3,600 per child, or earned income credits, nearly $7,000. Daycare, you're looking at another $8,000. Don't forget to reconcile your advanced child care credits or your stimulus money. That's where EG Tax comes in, your low-cost, high-value, knowledgeable tax team. We're located in Airport Pulling Road in Naples. Call 239-262-2009 or click egtax.com.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, we go to Dave in Naples. Hello, Dave in Naples. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD or associate's degree question. Sir, starts right now. Hey, Dave, in 2008, who won the Democrat nomination for President of the United States in 2008?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of the question. Sorry.
In 2008, who won the Democrat nomination for President of the United States?
Oh, that was Barack Obama.
It was, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Can you tell me the first 10 amendments to the Constitution are called?
The Bill of Rights.
That is correct, sir. You got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Can you name 2 of the longest rivers in the United States? 2 of the longest rivers in the United States.
I think it'd be the Mississippi and the Missouri.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. Name 3 states that border Canada. 3 states that border Canada.
Oh, you got Washington, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota.
All right, show off. Okay, show off. All right. That is correct. You want to keep going? You want to keep going, Dave? Do you want to keep going?
Minnesota.
All right, no, you don't need to.
Michigan.
Okay. That's it. Turn his mic off. All right, congratulations. You got yourself a PhD today on Andrews College. You've impressed somebody in your car. Who's in the car?
I'm here by myself.
Okay, so
you've
impressed yourself. And you got a $35 gift certificate to the Great Aldous Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road. So I need you to...
Great place.
It is an awesome place. So stay right there, Dave. All right, there you go. Dave in Naples, who's show off. All right, coming up at 8:35, scheduled to be on with us, the great Larry Kudlow is going to join us for a little bit. We'll talk about interest rate hikes and petrodollars and Ukraine and a lot of things to discuss coming up. 8:35, Larry Kudlow will be joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no closing costs, period. The Fed is set to raise rates, and some analysts are saying it could be as many as 11 consecutive rate increases. A rise in the Fed rate can increase the rate and monthly payment on credit card debt and home equity credit lines. If you're a homeowner with significant credit card payments, home equity credit line payments, or if you are thinking about cash out for other things like home improvements, we can help. A no closing cost conventional fixed rate first mortgage can lock all of these things in right now and actually help lower your monthly payments. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or we're local. Call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Learn about the latest medical advances at the second annual Future of Healthcare Summit. Hear from medical experts on topics like anti-aging, stem cell therapies, cancer diagnostics, medical devices, and more. Learn about the most innovative healthcare topics that could save you or a loved one's life. Future of Healthcare Summit, this Friday and Saturday, March 18th and 19th, 7 to 9 p.m. on the Arthrex campus. Details and tickets at futureofhealthcaresummit.com. Seating's limited. That's futureofhealthcaresummit.com. Sponsored by Health Linked.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1HOUR.
American-made plantation shutters for you. Your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed. Built to last forever. Call for a free consultation. Discounts for military and first responders. If you support Biden or the 2020 election results, don't call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Send more help. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News. Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky speaks to members of Congress this morning about his country's fight against the Russian military invasion. Here's Fox's Tanya J. Powers.
President Zelensky is expected to thank the U.S. for the military help it's given to Ukraine so far and may make the plea for it to go even farther. The speech will be live streamed into the U.S. Capitol. It could include another request for President Biden to send warplanes, something he has resisted. It's not a joint session or a meeting of Congress, but all members have been invited to attend the event that starts at 9 o'clock Eastern. Following the address, President Biden is expected to deliver his own remarks detailing $800 million in additional security help for Ukraine. Chris.
Tanya, the first interest rate hike in more than 3 years expected to be announced by the Federal Reserve Bank today, trying to help fight inflation. It means higher borrowing costs for new mortgage and car loans and credit card balances. An unsuccessful missile launch from North Korea.
South Korea's military said North Korea fired an unidentified projectile, but that launch looks to have ended in failure. The U.S. and South Korea said last week that North Korea had tested an ICBM system in recent launches. No word yet on what this latest launch was, but the North has been saying it recently tested systems for a spy satellite. U.S. forces in the Korean Peninsula have ramped up readiness in response to those launches. U.S. Forces Korea said in a press release Tuesday they've increased the intensity of their military exercises to demonstrate their capabilities. Jill Nato, Fox News.
The Senate unanimously approves a bill to make daylight saving time, what we're in now, permanent. 12 states already keep it that way year-round. It would mean no more moving the clock twice a year for everybody else, with less light in the morning and more in the evening year-round. The proposal now goes to the House. There was a committee hearing about it last week. Daylight saving time started in 1942, was in effect year-round until 1945 as a wartime way to save fuel. America's listening to Fox News.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
If you're out on the roads in Collier County this morning, bit of a foggy start. Roads might be a little wet from the rain we had, but main problem is going to be visibility as you're driving throughout the county. Main slowdowns I am seeing, we are pretty incident-free, but headed southbound on 41 towards Immokalee Road, seeing some southbound slowdowns. Also Collier Boulevard heading southbound towards Golden Gate Parkway, and then again right where it crosses with 75, seeing some congestion spots there. 75 overall looking really good at this hour. 41 just the spots I mentioned. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We'll have just a round of rain and thunderstorms overnight. We'll keep with a chance for some spotty areas of rain and storms for today, though our severe threat will be lower as a frontal boundary continues to work its way through the area. Highs back into low and middle 80s today, and there will be more clouds than sunshine. We'll keep with a chance for some additional rounds of showers and storms to move through overnight tonight and into very early Thursday morning, where you could be waking up to some patchy fog. 68 for your overnight low, waking up on Thursday. We're back to 86 degrees for your St. Patrick's Day, where we should be mainly dry for tomorrow. Friday featuring a few showers towards the afternoon with the high back to 89 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Got friends and family living far away? Tell them to stream the best station yet at rightallalong.net, the online home of 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. If you need new windows or doors for your home, heads up. This message is for you. New South is having a one-day factory sale. This Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off high-performance award-winning windows. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. 40% off our factory direct products installed. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing or call today. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. New South Windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Great season's close. Rockstar Harley needs you spikes and is giving NIAID retail value when trading for a new Harley this week. No matter how much you owe on it, Rockstar Harley will trade anything. Bikes, cars, ATVs, RVs, and more. NIAID retail value for your motorcycle. Good credit, bad credit, no credit at Rockstar Harley. All credit applications considered. Rockstar Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley dealer in Florida with rates such as 0.99% APR. Retail trade value ends this Sunday.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Listen, if you're suffering every day with joint pain, I want you to stop and listen, because you can get real lasting relief right now with natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, they are the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results with zero downtime. It's the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you now. So call for a free consultation. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics with 2 locations, one in Fort Myers and one in Naples. You can call 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right, there's a lot of ground to cover, so we're going to do that right now. 239-479-5592. That's the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steel History Ease. You could watch anytime you would like. Larry Kudlow scheduled to join us at 8:35, so we'll preempt the 5 at 8:35, certainly for Larry Kudlow. A lot to talk about, so looking forward to that conversation. Then there's this. Want to remind everybody that coming up on, I guess it's Thursday and Friday, March 18th and 19th is the second annual Future of Healthcare Summit. It's happening in Naples from 7 to 9 p.m. at Arthrex One Conference Center. And it's a way to have patients take charge of their healthcare, finding out more about the future of healthcare and some things that are breaking with anti-aging and functional medicine, cancer diagnostics, and stem cell therapies. It really is great, a 2-day event, and you can get your tickets now by going to futureofhealthcaresummit.com. There are great speakers that are going to be there both Friday and Saturday. Dr. Michael Dent talking about AI and healthcare, and Pam Hughes, women's nutrition, cancer diagnostics with Bob Gasparini, and so many others. So it's going to be something really important that you may want to go to and find out more about. That is the 2022 Future of Healthcare Summit, March 18th and 19th from 7 to 9 p.m. At the Arthrex campus there in Naples. If you would like a pair of tickets to go, I'll get you a pair of tickets right now, and they are there. It's going to be a great event. Food and drinks will be available as well. So if you'd like a pair of tickets to the event, just give a call right now. We'll take the 9th caller at 239-479-5592, and we'll hook you up with a pair of tickets so you can go to this great event. It's a 2-day event, and you're not going to want to miss it. All right, a couple of other things that I wanted to mention this morning. You definitely don't want to miss this audio from yesterday. The New York Rangers, they play hockey, and the New York Rangers getting ready to play a game, and they wanted to salute someone in the state of New York that they felt like they wanted to recognize, and that person being the governor of the state of New York, Kathy Hochul. I want you to listen to this.
Tonight, we'd like to salute Governor Kathy Hochul, the first female governor of New York State. Governor Hochul began her career in public service in the greater Buffalo area, served in Congress, and was twice elected lieutenant governor. Here to drop tonight's ceremonial first puck, a champion of women's rights and leader of the great state of New York. Please welcome Governor Kathy Hochul.
Oh, man. She walks out onto the ice, and everybody's booing. Oh, that's not a comfortable position to be in. So the governor walking out with a Rangers jersey on, and the crowd is booing her at the arena at MSG. Oh boy, that's not a good look. Suffice to say that there are probably some people in New York that are a little frustrated about the policies that they have there in New York City, some of which are really confusing, including some of the COVID policies that are going on, the mask mandates or vaccine mandates, and then there's no mandates, and then certain people have to be masked and mandated, and certain people don't have to be. No, I'm not kidding. It was, who was it? Wasn't it like Trevor Noah the comedian that was even talking about that just the other day, about how ridiculous things are in the city of New York and how they are right now with COVID policies.
Restrictions are being lifted so quickly that things are getting a little confusing, Like, for example, right here in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams has lifted the rule that you have to be vaccinated to attend indoor events, That's gone. But there is still a rule that you have to be vaccinated to go to your workplace. So if someone's job is at an indoor event, they can't go to work, but they can show up to work to watch their colleagues do their thing.
So what is he talking about? So they can show up at work to watch their colleagues do what they do. So this is what he was talking about. Listen to this.
Which is exactly what happened this weekend.
Yeah.
A big matchup at Barclays Center with the Nets taking on the Knicks. But Kyrie Irving, who's ineligible to play in the city for failing to comply with the vaccine mandate for city workers, he might have stolen the show. He attended the game as a fan and watched his Nets win from the sidelines. He paid for a ticket, just like a regular person.
So the guy plays for the team, can't play for the team, but could go and watch the game. So he buys a ticket to watch the team. He even, listen to Noah.
So Kyrie can go inside, not wear a mask, even hug a teammate, but he cannot play. I don't get it. Why? Does the ball have a weak immune system? What's going on?
Yeah. So even Trevor Noah was like, hold on a second, this is ridiculous. Well, I might make mention to Trevor Noah the fact that we've known about ridiculous, stupid COVID policies for a very, very, very long time. A couple of years, as a matter of fact, and there have been some great people that have done some really hard work in getting the science and the data and collecting it all and saying, hey, I'm going to present this to you. What we're doing is a little crazy. And people like Trevor Noah and others, big leftists are all like, oh, no, you are all the ones that are crazy. Are you kidding me? No. We follow the CDC. We follow the science. Dr. Fauci. Where's Dr. Fauci anyway? We follow all of these individuals because politics aren't involved. And So people starting to wake up. I don't know. They had an Axios Ipsos poll talking about right now how 64% of people surveyed favor federal, state, and local governments lifting all COVID-19 restrictions up to 20 percentage points since February. The people are done. There's only 27% of people surveyed say that state or local government mask mandates were still in place where they live, down from 36%. 83% of respondents describe their physical health as good, and 84% say that their state of emotional well-being is good. It's the highest shares for both since May of 2020. So people are feeling better about everything. They're feeling better, and they want to get out. And they're done with COVID policies. And so when yesterday you had Mitt Romney having an opportunity to vote with Republicans, which supposedly he's with the party. Last time I checked, I'm not really sure. But anyway, Rand Paul is like, listen, can we stop the CDC mask mandates on public transportation? And the reason why we have to do this is because it's become so politicized that we know what they're doing and why they're keeping it on, and it's ridiculous. So we have to step in. Now, in a perfect world, you don't want to have the government have to step in and do this to the CDC. But in this case, you have to. And Mitt Romney decided, I'm going to roll with the Democrats. So 57-40, the Senate said, all right, we got to do it. We've got to get rid of it. The one Republican voting against it, Mitt Romney, and his whole thing is he believes it's important for public health officials to make these types of decisions, not politicians. Hey, do you remember what I just said about the whole politicization of So, and of course, Mitt Romney trying to stake his claim to the middle. So he's trying to stake his claim to the middle in 2024, because I guarantee that Mitt's going to be back. Don't be surprised if there is a Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney duo out there for 2024 on the Republican side. I'm just saying. So there's that. Also, I thought this was pretty funny from yesterday. The Russian government announced sanctions against 13 Americans on Tuesday in response to sanctions that the U.S. and the West have placed on Russians in the wake of Putin's decision to invade Ukraine. And so they have unprecedented sanctions now that they are going to ban people in the United States, top officials that they are going to go after. It's an inevitable consequence of the extremely Russia-phobic course taken by the current U.S. administration. This is what they're claiming. And so, all right, we're going to put people on a blacklist in order to organize high-level contacts. And listen, you're not going to be able to speak, and we are going to sanction you. And so they're sanctioning President Biden, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Lloyd Austin, and others, and a couple of interesting names on the list, including Hillary Clinton and Hunter Biden. So they've got the president's son, Hunter Biden, and Hillary Clinton on that list. That's kind of weird. Like, why are they doing that? That's really odd. Even Jen Psaki had something to say about that. Listen to this when asked about it yesterday.
Sure. Were imposed today by Russia against yourself, President Biden, other top U.S. officials. Do you have a response to that? And how will it impact any of you, if at all?
Sure. I would first note that President Biden is a junior, so they may have sanctioned his dad. May he rest in peace.
What? Okay, so they said they're going to sanction U.S. President Joe Biden, but they didn't put Joe Biden Jr., so Jen Psaki tried to make the case that maybe it was against his father who's deceased. Okay, I don't know what she's talking about. Is that like a dig against Russia? Okay. Mind you, this is the same Jen Psaki when asked about our military and obviously the discussion about forces and how they're being asked to be there in NATO countries and the concerns about our military getting involved in this war. And she says,
well, we have one of the best militaries in the world.
We have one of the best militaries in the world? One of the best? I might say we have the best. I'd like to believe that if you're the spokesperson for the White House, you'd like to say that we have the best. One of the best. I don't know. Maybe that's something you don't necessarily want to say unless that's what you think. There's also something. All right, I'll quickly play this because this is important. When Larry Kudlow comes on in just a little bit, I do want to have this conversation about the petrodollar. It matters because you may not realize this, but there is this shift right now that is happening. The petrodollar, how it is that for 40 years, the dollar as the reserve status, global financial systems, how they look to the dollar and the petrodollar. When you're buying oil across the globe, it's converted into dollars. We are the reserve currency. And if we don't become, for some reason, the reserve currency anymore, that is damaging to us in ways that we can't even describe. And so now you have Saudi Arabia saying, hey, maybe we want to go to China. And China likes to buy a lot of oil from us. And they've got their own dollar, the yen. And maybe we make petro yen instead of petrodollars. That is a huge shift and something that this administration should be concerned about.
Thank you, Jen. There's reporting that Saudi Arabia is considering accepting the yen instead of the dollar for Chinese oil. Is the White House monitoring that possibility? And has the administration communicated that there would be any types of consequences if that happened?
Let me check with the Treasury Department on it. It's a good question. I hadn't seen the report. I'll check with them.
You haven't seen that report? There are many people on this station that have been talking about the issues of the petrodollar and the concerns, especially Glenn Beck and others, for quite a while. Yeah, well, she doesn't listen to, Fox News. Are you kidding me? We're in league with Putin, according to some. It is that ridiculous. And I'm not exaggerating how awful it's being described by some individuals. You have a CNN analyst who decided to use the death of a Fox News cameraman. We had two people from Fox News who have died covering the war in Ukraine. And after Fox News announced that one of the cameramen was killed while covering the conflict, a CNN analyst took to Twitter and did something that's so despicable, but you would imagine, I don't want to say so typical for a leftist organization to do, but I don't know how people can be so callous. So this CNN analyst took to Twitter and said, "What a tragedy. A cameraman died covering the war for a TV network that airs a pro-Putin propagandist as its top-rated primetime host." That was CNN Global Affairs analyst Susan Glazer. Like, that's despicable. And you would like to say that it's unusual for the left to say things like that, especially when there's a tragedy. Cameraman Pierre Zakrzewski killed in Ukraine. Another individual that died as well recently. Forgive me, I forgot her name. It was just announced this morning. These tragedies, and this is what they say, and there'll be no punishment at all. And it's unfortunate because there are people that will read that text and not looking at it as something that's despicable and should be condemned, but something that, well, this is someone who's very wise and makes an interesting point. What about... You can't be serious, but they are. You know, speaking of can't be serious, but they are. Jake, I don't know if you heard this, but USA Today does this Woman of the Year, and they have women that they recognize, and they have a whole list of women. In case you're wondering, the very first person, the honoree of the Woman of the Year that USA Today did was Kamala Harris. She was there first. Do you know who among the list now, who the Woman of the Year is? The Woman of the Year, as Susan Rice wanted to congratulate on her Twitter account in case you missed it, congratulations to the trailblazing Admiral Rachel Levine on being named one of USA Today's Women of the Year. Your leadership during this pandemic has been vital. Rachel Levine, everybody familiar with HHS Secretary Levine is a biological male. Woman of the Year. USA Today. Listen, I could spend a lot of time on this, and I don't have a lot of time, but what's the problem, Drew? Why are you doing this? They want to recognize this individual. What about that portion of it? Well, let me take it a step further and explain to you my concerns. You're congratulating someone who is a biological male being the Woman of the Year, which begs a ton of questions because everybody knows. I know I'm whispering. That's bad. I'm doing a Biden thing. That's bad. I'm sorry. Everybody understands. Well, maybe people don't understand, but you can't upset them and they get emotional about this. But the second thing is, if you're saying, well, that doesn't affect me, Drew, why are you even bringing this up? Personally, in Southwest Florida, it doesn't affect me. Well, let me just throw something out there that might be a little weird, unusual, crazy. Let's suppose, I'll bring up something that could be so outrageous it's ridiculous to make a point. I'd hate to think that sometime in the future, someone would say this is a biological male and we are told this is the Woman of the Year. And as a matter of fact, maybe some people are using the wrong pronouns relating to a certain individual, maybe somebody nationally known or somebody in your local community. And because you decided not to use the proper pronoun, that maybe that someone would take notice of that. And there's a chance that you possibly wouldn't be able to get a loan, be able to use a credit card, be able to buy or access things that your family needs because maybe sometime down the road people will score you on how you approach individuals in this country. And if they don't like the way that you treat the environment or socially how you address individuals, that maybe there might be a time when a digital currency might be available that will only be available, and it won't be a cash society, but a cashless one, and that digital currency being attached to you and your name specifically so that you would not have use of that currency because your credit score as a human being does not stand up to the the efforts of a particular bank who has your currency and decides that you're not going to be able to use it. I'm just, call me crazy, but 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We have scheduled to be on with us in just a few more minutes. Larry Kudlow, looking forward to that conversation next. Stay break 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Want to chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Yikes! $100? Paying that much is just a pain in the gas. Get to the gas payoff event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Monday, buy a new Nissan and we'll pay for your fuel. Not just a tank, not just for a month, but for an entire year. Your gas bill is on us. Plus, trade in your gas guzzler to a fuel-efficient new Nissan or a certified pre-owned Nissan. Sutherland Nissan has tons of models that get over 30 miles per gallon. As the #1 certified pre-owned dealer, you'll find the vehicle you're looking for and pay thousands less. And through Monday only, buy a new Nissan and pay $0 for gas for the next year. Save when you buy, save on the road, and save on gas. Don't miss the gas payoff event through Monday only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
Celebrate your accomplishments with a previously enjoyed Rolex watch from Duncan's Diamonds. From sporty to dress models.
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan, and here at Duncan's Diamonds, we have the finest previously enjoyed Rolexes available.
We make the process easy, beginning with the guidance of our expert consultants.
Why buy a new Rolex at full price when you can buy the exact same watch, only a few years older, certified, fixed up, refurbished with a 2-year warranty, and at a third of the price or less? And our knowledgeable staff will make your experience as memorable as your timepiece. Come to Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident. You will receive the highest quality at the best possible prices. We will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on that.
Duncan's Diamonds. Come celebrate with the Rolex of your dreams. Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41. Find your own one-of-a-kind jewelry.
Taxes are complicated, an industry that can have monthly law changes. This year, so many refundable credits, like kids, up to $3,600 per child, or earned income credits, nearly $7,000. Daycare, you're looking at another $8,000. Don't forget to reconcile your advanced child care credits or your stimulus money. That's where EG Tax comes in, your low-cost, high-value, knowledgeable tax team. We're located in Airport Pulling Road in Naples. Call 239-262-2009 or click egtax.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Ceiling fans are a great way for you and your family to keep cool, but sometimes they just don't work right. Well, don't get overheated. Call the pros. Trust the Mr. Sparky team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finished cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving by switching to Comcast Business Mobile. It's a mobile service designed for small business that can save you money with unlimited data for just $24 per line per month for 10 lines. Perfect for any small business looking to grow. Or you can pay by the gig. And with access to millions of Wi-Fi hotspots, you'll pay only for the data you need. With no line fees, activation costs, or term contracts. You can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill, all on the most reliable 5G network. And it's only available to Comcast Business Internet customers. So boost your business's bottom line with a more reliable, more affordable mobile service by switching to Comcast Business Mobile today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability assessment wins in 2H 2021. Wi-Fi networks not tested. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This
all
update
along.
is presented by Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
If you're out on the roads in Collier County this morning, bit of a foggy start. Roads might be a little wet from the rain we had, but main problem is going to be visibility as you're driving throughout the county. Main slowdowns I am seeing, we are pretty incident-free, but headed southbound on 41 towards Immokalee Road, seeing some southbound slowdowns. Also Collier Boulevard heading southbound towards Golden Gate Parkway, and then again right where it crosses with 75, seeing some congestion spots there. 75 overall looking really good at this hour. 41 just the spots I mentioned. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a round of rain and thunderstorms overnight, we'll keep with a chance for some spotty areas of rain and storms for today, though our severe threat will be lower as a frontal boundary continues to work its way through the area. Highs back into low and middle 80s today under what will be more clouds than sunshine. We'll keep with a chance for some additional rounds of showers and storms to move through overnight tonight and into very early Thursday morning, where you could be waking up to some patchy fog. 68 for your overnight low, waking up on Thursday. We're back to 86 degrees for your St. Patrick's Day, where we should be mainly dry for tomorrow. Friday featuring a few showers towards the afternoon with the high back to 89 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food, service, and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
It's not often a 25-year-old exceeds everyone's expectations, but FGCU has done just that in our first 25 years. Remember the thrill of Dunk City? The rise of WGCU? Being recognized as a top entrepreneurship program? The impact of our water school? If we can build a stronger Southwest Florida in just 25 years, imagine what we'll do with 25 more.
Well, is the little pill working yet?
Men, these days could be a thing of the past. Hello, this is Dr. Lou Spangler at NeoGenics. Recent advances in non-surgical treatment for erectile dysfunction, combining high-frequency shockwave therapy with the P-Shot, which utilizes platelet-rich plasma, can help restore your virility. These treatments help restore blood flow to the penis and rejuvenate penile tissues, resulting in longer, stronger, firmer, more satisfying erections. Both treatments are simple, in-office procedures, and there is no pain and no downtime. You can resume all normal activities immediately after treatment, including sexual activity. Men, you don't have to suffer anymore. If you have erectile dysfunction or simply want to improve your sexual function, call NeoGenics at 239-277-9999 for a free consultation. That's NeoGenics at 277-9999. Again, 277-9999.
Chevy Sales, Marty speaking.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Marty.
You again?
Do you feel lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah, it's the Lucky You event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Right now, Victory Lane's offering no payments for 120 days.
What the?
And new Chevy trucks come with a $1,000 accessory allowance.
No way!
But you don't really need luck with their goal of 100% credit approval.
No such thing as luck, pal.
Well, don't tell that to your customers, because they're going to need all the luck they can get. He hung up. During the Lucky You event, get 2.99 APR for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. New Chevy trucks have a $1,000 accessory allowance, plus an additional $500 off MSRP. Get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Se habla español. Plus tax, tag, and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles must finance through GM Financial. Offers cannot combine. Ends 3/31/22.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
So this past weekend, had an opportunity to spend a few hours with Larry Kudlow. He was doing his great show on WABC in New York. He's the host there, of course, host on Fox Business. Former director of the National Economic Council during the Trump administration. And it was great spending a couple of hours with him. And as a matter of fact, had the opportunity to see probably the biggest pickup truck that we've ever seen in our lives together there. And Larry Kudlow joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm good, Drew. Did you ever find out what that was?
No.
The biggest truck I've ever seen.
I don't know what it was. All I know is we walked outside and it's like, what in the world was that? It was, and all I kept thinking, and the thing we were thinking together was, well, how much fossil fuel is that thing pumping out? What does that thing need? And what's going into the atmosphere? And this would probably not be a vehicle that would be on Pete Buttigieg's list or Biden's list of vehicles that they would like to see right now.
I don't know. It could have been an EV.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Although it could have been. You're right. We made an assumption. I made an assumption. That's my bad. I'm so wrong. But it was great to spend some time with you, and there's so many things that I wanted to ask you. I'm glad I have the opportunity now to do it. Certainly, one of them obviously is the fossil fuel industry and the issues with what this administration is doing, and even with Sarah Bloom Raskin, which may be a little bit of good news in all of this, right? Somebody who is not exactly.
We beat her.
Go ahead.
We beat her.
Yeah.
We beat her. She would have got on the Fed and used the Fed in her position as vice chair for bank supervision. She would have used that to allocate credit away from the fossil fuel industry, which is counter to the Fed's charter. It's counter to the Fed's mandate, which is to maintain stable employment and stable prices. So Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania led the charge. He walked out from the banking committee. 11 other Republicans walked out with him, so they could not vote on her. And then later, Joe Manchin said he could not vote for her if it came to the floor, and so she was forced to withdraw her nomination. And it's very important. It's funny, the Wall Street Journal editorialized again today about that because you cannot use Federal Reserve for this Green New Deal and this radical agenda for climate change. And if she had gone through, others would have probably followed. So, Elizabeth Warren and Sherrod Brown and people like that suffered a big defeat, and that's a plus. It's a small plus because, unfortunately, other members of the Fed probably agree with her, but at least it's something.
Yeah, so I guess the next question would be, is that kind of like winning the battle, but maybe not necessarily the war? Because right now that's a good win, but they're going to hurry up to try to get somebody else in her place, right? I mean, because we've got 22 around the corner. This is something that they want to lock down. No matter who they nominate, it's going to be somebody like that. It's going to take some pushback by the same people that we just witnessed to kind of keep someone... Go ahead.
My guess is Pat Toomey is a very strong guy. He's a very brilliant guy.
Yeah.
My guess is he will block other nominations like that. And then, we just have to hang on, Drew, until the cavalry comes in November.
Right. Which the cavalry is going to have to step up and, not sometimes the cavalry shows up, but we hope that they're certainly on our side and they're going to push back. And so, as we even look towards what's going to be happening today, the Fed rate hike. What about that? I mean, as far as the markets are concerned, isn't that already baked in? I mean, how obviously it's going to affect people, and there are ways that it will affect them. But as far as Wall Street's concerned, aren't all of these already baked in?
Yeah, this is a big nothing burger. That's what this is, because the inflation rate is basically running about 8 to 10% right now.
Yeah.
So to go from 0 to 0.25% is nothing. It has no meaning whatsoever. You'll still have steeply negative interest rates. The Fed is behind the curve. They made terrific mistakes in the last 12 months. They should have acted really starting 1 year ago when inflation began to perk up. I don't think it'll have any impact at all. In fact, the futures market in stocks is already up quite a bit this morning.
Yeah.
That's not the issue. Probably the biggest issue out there this morning is COVID-19 in China. They're locking down China. Some of their industrial manufacturing cities are being locked down. I think something like 50 million people are locked down. So the way the markets work, it looks like there's less fuel demand coming from China, and that's taking some pressure off of the $110 oil, so that thing's down into the low 90s. My guess is it's temporary, but I don't know. I mean, if COVID keeps spreading in China, that will continue to damage their economy, which has already slowed down quite a bit. So we'll have to see. But meanwhile, here at home, I see this morning all these nutcase progressives in the House want to ban fossil fuels on federal lands.
Yeah.
It's just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. In the middle of this Ukrainian crisis and in the middle of the oil price crisis, they want to ban fossil fuel drilling on federal land. So it's like they want $10 gasoline. That's what they want, $10 gasoline.
Right. You're going to have an electric vehicle, whether you like it or not. You're going to do what we tell you to do, whether you like it or not. And we'll find ways to make it happen and causing that kind of pain, which, of course, the electric vehicles, that's a whole other issue. How are you going to power these things up? Last time I checked, it seems like coal has something to do with that and some other fossil fuels. But besides that, something I mentioned to you when I saw you this weekend, and maybe I'd like for you to speak to this directly, is as I talk to people, we're going to have a recession to get out of this. In other words, it's the only way to stop all of what is this inflation train from running the way it's running, unfortunately. Do you see it that way?
Well, I think the odds of a future recession are rising. Anytime you have a burst of inflation, it usually ends badly.
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about a soft landing, but I've never seen a soft landing, and I've been in the business for a very long time. The Fed waits too long, and when they ultimately have to take the punch bowl away, it causes great damage and rising unemployment. And, of course, it's the working folks who will suffer the most. The well-to-do may take a hit in the stock market temporarily, but it's really the middle-class, blue-collar working folks. It's their unemployment rate that'll jump up from 4% to 9-10%, and that's really tragic. But that's what happens when you undergo bad policies. When you make bad policies, you pay for it later on, and I'm very concerned about that. This will not end well.
Especially when you had the team around you and the people who knew what needed to be done. I mean, the results, obviously, during the Trump administration were apparent. You don't have mean tweets anymore, so everybody's happy about that, really. Well, if you want to look at exactly what was happening now, and that has to be frustrating for you to see this as it doesn't have to be this way. It is intentional. It just has to be intentional what's going on, knowing what you know and what you were able to do in the past with the Trump administration.
Well, look, deficit finance accommodated by easy money is an inflationary prescription, and that's just what's happened.
Yeah.
It's just what's happened well before Vladimir Putin invaded the Ukraine. The Trump administration left the basic inflation rate at about 1.5%, and pre-pandemic record low unemployment across the board, particularly for minority groups. The economy was growing. The tax cuts were working. We deregulated. See, there's another piece here. We're choking off the supply side of the economy with all these crazy regulations, including energy regulations. The regulatory octopus for the FERC, that's the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the Interior Department, the Energy Department, the EPA, the failure to properly enforce NEPA permitting rules, extravagant excessive use of the Clean Water Act or the Endangered Species Act. All of this have choked off new permits, not only for drilling and the production of more oil and gas, but also for the pipelines to distribute the oil and gas. Right. So these policies have really damaged the supply side of the economy. And at the same time, they've overloaded the demand side of the economy with all this government spending and Fed money creation. So they're in a tough spot. And as I say, judging from history, this will not end well.
Yeah. Larry Kudlow joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, of course, with Fox Business. Host served as the director of the National Economic Council during the Trump administration. Sir, I appreciate you getting up early with us and spending a few minutes of time. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do this soon, okay? All the best.
You're great help Saturday. Appreciate it. Take care of yourself.
All right. Bye-bye. We'll see you soon. All the best. 239-479-5592. Yeah, it's, he certainly had an opportunity to speak on Saturday when we were spending some time. He was doing his show in New York, and as he was talking to different people about what is happening with this economy, what is going on with certainly in Ukraine and some of the things and the decisions that were being made. One of the things that pops up that you can't help but hear all the time through all the interviews that he was doing is this is something that is intentional. All the answers are there on how to stop all of this from happening. And the fossil fuel industry is one of the biggest when you consider the hurt, the pain that is happening right now, as he was mentioning how it is communities, low-income communities that are being affected the most by this. And the kind of hurt that's happening there. And listen, when it comes to the ballot box, they're going to remember. There are going to be places around the country that are not going to forget what is happening right now as we speak. And the concerns about an administration that can do something now, can do something, and how it's not. And how I don't know how you as a leftist, as a Democrat, same thing, how you look and see that there are simple things that this administration can do. Well, the pipeline won't be finished. It's not even done yet. But you don't understand. It's a commodity. If futures markets understand that there's going to be oil in the pipeline coming up in another year, that gets factored in the same way that interest rates, like he mentioned. The same way that these interest rate hikes, what that's going to mean. It's not going to mean a whole lot because the market's already factored this in. As a matter of fact, the market's up this morning. Futures are up. And that market, the futures market and oil is the same way. And so, yes, there are things that can be done besides the regulations and the things that are stifling industries. But the intentions are there. You know what they are. And as a Democrat, you can't help but you can't blame anybody else. I'm sorry. You can't blame Trump. You can't blame DeSantis, although I know you would love to do that. You just can't. So that's just something to consider. All right, 239-479-5592. What else we got before we head out for the day? Well, there's a couple of different things that are going on. There are a lot of people that are talking about the governor of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, and and some of the numbers and what he's been able to do, like I described in Miami-Dade, they're talking about the governor winning Miami-Dade by more than 7 points. I mean, the margin right now, 2016, Hillary Clinton had a 30-point advantage over Republicans. 2020, Biden had a 7-point advantage over Trump in Miami-Dade. There's a 23-point shift going towards the GOP right now and a 7-point margin where a Democrat county like Miami-Dade believes that the governor should be reelected. And I bring this up because everything that we have going on right now is tangible. It's the kind of thing where when someone says fiscal responsibility and your kids and your grandkids are going to have to end up paying for this and debt clocks, and people see that and they say, you know what, I don't know. I think we can fix it by the time the kids and the grandkids have issues. Right now, my life seems fine. Everything seems okay. But when you have the kind of effects that are going on right now, specifically with the tangible things, like what you're buying, your purchasing power, fossil fuels, gas prices, the woke culture that is absolutely destroying the country. And now you have a White House and people in different bureaucracies that join in, but don't have a problem because it fits their agenda. That sooner or later, you've got to make a pretty tough choice. Either the tangible things matter that are affecting you right now, knowing that they could change with the right policies and who's putting those policies forward, and then you have to decide, listen, do I want to keep more of this? Do I really want Governor DeSantis not to be the governor in 2023? Do I really want to have a Democrat? Do I really want Nikki Fried or Charlie Crist? Even as a Democrat. And then naturally, you've got to take that to the national stage as well and say, look, in 2024, the policies that, hopefully the cavalry comes in, like Larry Kudlow mentioned it, and talking about being able to have a House and the Senate in the hands of Republicans, and they're going to have to do something, and trusting that they're going to be able to do something, that you have a decision to make. Either you see it or you don't. Either you're one of those keyboard cowboys that were out there in 2020 and going, oh, Donald Trump, let me get on my evil, and going against, and friendships ruined because you couldn't get past Donald Trump and your hatred for him, and then the keyboard cowboys come out on Facebook. Where are you now? Where are the keyboard cowboys now that were so anxious to get out there and talk trash about Trump? And where are you now? You okay with everything? Or you're quiet because you've got nothing to say because you see the disaster in front of you? Where are you, keyboard cowboys? Come on, bring it. I'd like to hear from you now. But you won't. You are always cowards. All right, Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a